School, Mackenzie Phillips from Goddard High School, and Alfredo Benavides from Dexter High School. Wishing you all the best and success in your future endeavors. Congratulations to the entire graduating class of 2024 from everyone at HF Sinclair.
Lee County is full of people who love to be here, full of people who care about Lee County roads, Lee County schools, Lee County police and fire, and most of all, full of people who care about the future of Lee County and Lee County children. Re-elect Pat Sims for Lee County Commissioner District 5. Pat has proven he will work hard for the people in Lee County. Re-elect Pat Sims for another 4 years.
Hi, I'm Pat Sims. I love Lee County, and I know you do too. I'm asking for your vote to re-elect me as your District 5 Lee County Commissioner. Thank you.
Paid for by Pat Sims.
Did you know that when you become employed with Eddy County, you'll be receiving one of the best and most competitive benefits packages in southeast New Mexico? Eddy County offers great pay, paid vacation, paid sick leave, and holiday pay in addition. You get para-retirement, and for full-time employees, 100% health insurance paid and 60% for your dependents. You can find a list of open positions and apply at New Mexico Workforce Connection or online at eddycounty.org. Eddy County is an equal opportunity employer.
This is Danny Kirkendall with Guy Chevrolet Company. I'd like to invite you to come see us here on the corner of 1st and Main in Artesia. We're celebrating 99 years in business and take great pride in providing the very best in customer service and a hassle-free buying experience. We have a great selection of the most popular Chevy and GMC models, along with our hand-picked pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. We look forward to seeing you here at 101 West Main in Artesia, or visit us online at guychevy.com.
Make an upgrade till better every day.
At Coffee Drilling LLC, they offer a wide range of drilling services, from small domestic water to agricultural and monitor wells. In addition to mud and rotary drilling, Coffee Drilling offers services to pre-existing wells, as well as troubleshooting of pumps and all control systems. Call Coffee Drilling today to schedule your routine maintenance or see about an upgrade to your water system. Call 505-270-1767. That's 505-270-1767. Coffee Drilling LLC, over 20 years experience and serving all of Hobbs, Lovington, and Eunice.
This is Chaves County Sheriff Mike Harrington. Candy Ezell is running for the state senate, and I want to tell you why she's the best person for this job. Candy has been fighting for us. As a state representative, she's been an advocate for law enforcement and for the rule of law. She's been voting against Michelle Lujan Grisham's attacks on the Second Amendment for years. And whenever Candy stands up and says no, people pay attention. That's why we need her in the state senate. She's also been fighting for all the policies that have led us to the border crisis, including opposing catch and release of violent criminals, drivers, and professional licenses for illegals. A vote for Candy Ezell is a vote to restore law and order and to secure the border here in New Mexico. This is Chaves County Sheriff Mike Harrington asking you to vote for Candy Spence Ezell for State Senate District 32.
I'm Candy Spence Ezell asking for your vote in the upcoming Republican primary on June the 4th.
Paid for by Candy Spence Ezell for State Senate District 32.
Southeast New Mexico weather.
Southeast New Mexico down the 285 is temperature readings in Roswell on this Wednesday at 89 degrees. Carlsbad, Artesia at 92, and Lovington and Hobbs at 91 degrees under a sunny sky. By tomorrow, the temperature is about 92 degrees in Roswell, but Carlsbad jumps to 94 degrees. Lovington at our radio studios, 93. We're W105 FM. I'm meteorologist Ron Everett.
Your country plays on W105. You guys ready?
Be in the Breakfast Club, broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Text line at 877-396-W105. Powered by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer.
And I want to make sure I get the quote exactly right.
You seem particularly triggered right now.
Look who's up, sleepyhead.
Welcome to the show.
Oh, that's what this is.
Yes, of course.
What did you think this was?
Artificial unintelligence.
Well, you're not wrong.
True.
But I have a very high IQ.
People with high IQ tend to have low EQ.
I will have you know, my equilibrium is fine.
It's emotional quotient.
Yeah, potato.
All right, showtime. And good morning to you. It is another day in paradise, 7 minutes after the hour 6. Got a lot of things to talk about this morning. Tom A. is in the studio, I do believe. Is that
right? And bushy tail, baby.
Yeah, but we don't hear about your bushy tail after last week. It might be inflamed.
Whatever.
Yeah, we don't want to hear about that bushy tail.
Hey,
I'm just saying.
Right quick, we have an accident to report. It's wreck at 62, 180, and 176. No more than that.
No, we don't. That was at 6:22 p.m. yesterday.
Okay. My bad. It looked like 6:22 a.m. The P looked like an A. I'm sorry. Yeah, that was yesterday, so.
Well, we had a wreck yesterday, B. During the afternoon
drive. So the
P
looks like an A?
Yeah, well, it looked like an A. I mistook it for an A.
Wow.
It happens.
It does. Drive safely wherever you are, please.
Yeah, God bless you. Be safe and be non-accident prone. No dumpster hitting, please.
Right.
Today is Bitcoin Pizza Day, Canadian Immigrants Day. No, the end is closed. We don't need any more. Emergency Medical Services for Children Day. Harvey Milk Day. What kind of milk is that, Tom?
I don't know, but...
You know who Harvey Milk was?
Yeah.
Who was he?
He was the mayor of San Francisco, wasn't
he?
Yeah. Way back in the day.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah. International Being You Day. A day where you can just be you, Tom. International Day of Biological Diversity.
What?
Day. Biological Diversity Day.
Okay.
So, man, woman, diversity. That's it.
Okay.
Man, woman. Solitaire Day, Maritime Day, Sherlock Holmes Day, World Goth Day, and World Paloma Day happening all day today. By the way, text line open 877-396-W105, being brought to you by Amigo Machinery. Find them at amigo-machinery.com. They are your Kubota dealer. And, of course, you can find us all over the place. YouTube, Facebook. You can find us on Twitter, Twitch, Rumble. Yeah, all of those places. And the question of the day this morning being brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer, Avenue D in Lovington. And the question of the day is this one. All the fast food chains in the world disappears except one. Which one would you want to keep? Tom, which fast food restaurant would be the keeper for you?
I think it would be, I guess we can name franchises then?
That would kind of be the damn point.
Right.
Taco Villa.
How are we going to answer the question without naming a franchise?
Taco Villa for me.
Interesting.
Can we name the franchise, please?
Taco Villa.
I think it would be called Villa.
Yeah, well. If you live in West Texas, you call it Taco Villa.
No.
That's where they started.
I call it Taco Villa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Villa. I could be, look, I'm the whitest guy between us three, but, yeah, maybe I'm wrong.
You're a little bit brown.
All right, Blake, which one would you keep?
If I could only keep one, it would have to go back in time a little bit, but I would keep Whataburger when it was owned in Texas before a few years ago, because they've kind of gone downhill.
Have they really?
Yeah. Otherwise, I don't know, probably like a Chipotle or a Panda or Qdoba or one of those.
Yeah, I don't eat a lot of fast food.
What do they got down there? Got Dairy Queens down there and stuff?
Yeah, Tom, it doesn't matter. I'm just in general.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Firehouse Subs.
They're a great sandwich shop.
So I'm gonna go with Firehouse Subs or Jimmy John's, either one of those. That would be my pick. So we'd love to hear from you. 877-396-W105. Check out the weather this morning, being brought to you by Maine Trailer Sales. Don't go camping without Maine Trailer Sales. Find them in Roswell, 2 locations. Lots are packed with inventory, new and pre-owned models, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and ultralights. Go to the website, MaineTrailerSalesInc.com. Check them out. Close to 70 years in business. They'd love to chat with you. And look, a couple things you can count on with these guys. Great service after the sale. And fair, straight-up dealing. Very fair pricing. 575-622-1751. MaineTrailerSalesInc.com. Should be sunny today. High temperatures remain in the 80s. 86 for the high today. Clear skies tonight. 60, 83 tomorrow, but 30-mile-an-hour winds. Most of the winds from the south. And then on Friday, 92, sunny skies, and the wind is gone. Looks like we'll be in the 90s, low 90s for the rest of for the entire weekend. Quick check of the weather being brought to you by Seminole Siding and Construction, trusted name across southeast New Mexico. Thinking about doing a remodel of your home, just kind of a facelift for the outside. That's what they do. Look, if you need a roof, they can put on a new roof for you, shingle or metal roof. They can also erect the big metal buildings. They got you covered there. And if you need stuff like windows and doors and seamless gutters, not a problem. They do all of that and more. And very well known in southeast New Mexico. Very well. They are a trusted name because of the way they do business. And they go out and inspect the job after it's done to make sure it's done up to their expectations. And, you know, professionals, their expectations are usually higher than our expectations, the consumer. 575-391-1430 or Seminole Siding and Construction.com. Former New York City Governor Rudy Giuliani launched a brand new coffee brand as he attempts to climb out of the mountain of debt from fighting multiple criminal indictments. The coffee is a super caffeinated coffee, and it's to help him avoid the process servers. And Trump named it Chocolate Nuts. That's the name of the coffee. If you want to go check it out, you can. Yeah. Donald Trump eclipsed Joe Biden in April, raising money for the campaign, $25 million. Over $25 million as the Democrats suffered a drop in donations. Is it because of Joe Biden? Or is it because Michael Cohen stole the money? I don't know where to go with that. It could be Michael Cohen stole the money.
Well, I mean, he admitted he stole the money.
Yeah.
You know, and quite honestly, that even if Alvin Bragg had a crime that he could list, because he doesn't list any crimes, right? It could be any of these, right?
Yeah.
But even if he did, that would be in New York. They have a Class E felony, which is the lowest felony, and that's the way that he somehow got there magically. But if you took what Cohen admitted to on the stand, that's a Class C felony.
Well, and so I have one question. If Donald Trump's case has not run out of the statute of limitations, how the hell was Cohen's case run out of statute of limitations?
Right.
Because that case was actually after.
Yes.
Trump was already in the White House when he did some of this stuff.
I'll be a lot of charges against that dude.
Yeah. Yeah. They're not going to charge him because he is their star witness.
So they're not going after the more serious crime,
right?
So they can go after this made-up crime.
Well,
and
because
then they want to say it's not a political witch hunt. It is a political witch hunt.
Reports Jennifer Lopez, Ben Affleck having some problems, but they were photographed in a car yesterday together, all smiles and all hugs and kisses. So, And tonight, season 46, finale of Survivor.
I'm surprised it
When will
survived this
that
long.
show go away?
Right.
Pixar
And
is...
how is it season 46 too? By the way,
They get 2 every
and
year.
that show's been on since like the 80s.
No, it was late 90s.
Was
They
it
have
90s?
Yeah.
Two seasons every year.
Oh, okay.
Man.
So they number them kind of like UFC fights.
Yeah.
Right. Pixar hit with a bunch of layoffs yesterday. 175 employees laid off. 14% of their workforce.
Disney
Biden
Network.
has killed even the Giants. Unbelievable. Donald Trump's case, defense rested yesterday without calling Donald Trump to the stand. Motion
Great
to
move.
dismiss is pending. I think it's a great, I agree. I think that's a great move. Why would you call Donald Trump to the stand?
You wouldn't, because man, that opens him up to any question they want to ask.
Right.
Yeah, don't. I wouldn't open it. And Robert Costello tried to paint a great picture when the judge wasn't getting interference, and then a key witness on Trump's part,
Yes.
they nixed him.
The judge did. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the judge did after the
Because he
stranger
knew too
ruling.
much.
Yeah.
He is the FEC chair.
Tom, what
Ooh.
that stands for?
FEC, Federal Elections Commission.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is the chairman, and the judge said that he can't testify.
Oh, man.
So if you're being charged with violating FEC rules,
Yeah.
who's the better person to outline if it's a crime or not a crime?
Well, according to this judge, Michael Cohen.
Oh, not the guy that's in charge of the FEC.
Right.
Wow.
The convicted liar, tax dodger, and admitted thief.
Yeah. Crazy. All right, 619, price of oil. We're going to get to that thought for the day being brought to you by Wakefield Oil, 35 years serving Southeast New Mexico. Quality products, excellent service, dependable, boom or bust. They are there for you. Look, they deliver oil and gas products out in the patch. If you need them, just go to WakefieldOil.com and check them out. And they also have interstate batteries. So if you need batteries out on location, they got you covered with batteries also. R Fuel. WakefieldOil.com for more information. Thought for the day in memory of Mr. Wendell Wakefield. Thought for the day, I'm clearly not a morning person or an afternoon person or a night person. Possibly I'm not even a damn person.
AI.
It is what it is. All right, Stephen A. Smith, the tweet of the day. I'm going to get to that in a second. Otero County Detention Center, they've got a problem. Police responded to a disturbance. The sheriff, David Black, confirmed the disturbance occurred last night. Otero County Sheriff's deputies called along with state police officers to investigate an incident that happened at the detention center in Otero County. Otero County Sheriff David Black confirmed to KOAT that the disturbance took place at the detention center Tuesday night and would not provide much information or details because he is attending a conference in El Paso. So this is a developing story. That's pretty much all we have at this point. Hispanic Caucus opposes the Biden-backed immigration expansion bill for failing to include amnesty for all illegal aliens. The Congressional Hispanic Caucus vowing to oppose the immigration expansion bill that Joe Biden is trying to shove down our throats. It is not a border bill.
No.
Please do not confuse this with a border bill. This is a amnesty bill.
Correct.
This will give more green cards and expedite permits for all migrants in the country illegally.
Correct.
So do not confuse this. They will sell it and say that that they are the bill will fund more border patrol agents, and the mean Republicans have voted down to fund border patrol agents. That is an out and out lie.
look, if this bill passes, it will set back real comprehensive immigration reform by
It's done.
years.
It is done. It is a done deal. We will surpass our population numbers, and I mean, it is going to be, we will be bloated, and we will be bloated with a lot of people that cannot work. We
Right.
did the story a couple weeks ago. We're bringing old people in here that can't work. We're bringing disabled people in here. We're bringing mentally ill people in here that can't work. Who is going to take care of those people? Tom?
You and I.
Yep.
So it is straight up mental to allow this to continue to happen. And in a little bit, I'll play the cuts from Michelle Lujan Gresham talking about abortion and border. Yeah.
We have to.
Yeah, I'll play that. All right, tweet of the day. Let me get to the tweet of the day. 623 being brought to you by Butcher Block Meat Market and Grill. Find them in Lovington, family-owned and operated. They've got a lot of experience in the meat market business. And, they have a lot of experience also when it comes to preparing food. Get in there this morning for breakfast. They have an awesome breakfast, everything from burritos to their platters. And while you're there, check out the fresh meat. They do custom cut meats. They've got the burger patties and the delicious beef jerky. They also have smoked meats available, so you can pick that up as you pick up your breakfast. Call in advance, 575-739-7778. Follow them on Facebook. You can message them on Facebook. You can also find out the daily lunch special on Facebook and the weekly meat market special. If you're driving through Lovington, they're at 1422 South Bain in Lovington. Follow them on Facebook or call 575-739-7778. It's not often I agree with Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith talking about Donald Trump and saying Donald Trump cannot be beat. He can't be beat. Here's what Stephen A. Smith had to say.
I am saying is he's the president of the United States, the former president of the United States. You talk to us about Russian collusion. You talk to us about a bevy of things over the years. Man still running. Four indictments, 91 counts, and the man gets more campaign dollars. Climbing in the polls, okay? And last time I checked, he still ain't been in cuffs. He still ain't been put behind bars. And he's the presumptive GOP nominee. You can't stop him. You cannot stop him. And so for me, I find myself ashamed of the Democratic Party for their lack of a competitive fervor. You had since 2016 to come up with somebody. And you still can't do it. That is pathetic. It is pathetic. And it is no excuse for it whatsoever. It is 2024. In 8 years, you should have been able to find somebody that can compete with this man other than a soon-to-be 82-year-old incumbent.
And you know what? Donald Trump is not that much younger than Biden. Bill Maher talked about that. I'll get to Bill Maher next. But Tommy needs your help because you speak Biden. Sometimes on the radio, you mumble stuff. And so I need you to tell me what the hell he's trying to say.
Let me close with this. After I signed the PAC Act into law, let me close with this.
So the PAC-a-lack. What is that?
He's trying to say the PAC Act law, but he's calling it PAC-a-lack.
Wow, Tom scores one.
Are you sure that's what he's trying to say?
Who knows?
Tom with the translation.
Oh, Tom got it. Tom scored one. Bill Maher's got a brand new book out. So Bill Maher has been making the circuit, and he was on Gutfeld the other day, and then he went on The View yesterday, and he actually called Joy Behar out.
Did he?
Because she says, I can't say anything bad about Donald Trump.
No. She said she can't say anything bad about Biden.
I mean, about Biden. Yeah, she says a lot about Donald Trump. So he said, well, then you have no credibility. Here's what Bill Maher had to say about Biden.
Biden just presents as old. It's not really fair.
No.
Because he's almost the same age. Trump is almost the same age as him.
I know.
But Trump doesn't present that way. You know, you look at somebody right away, you can kind of just sum them up. I mean, we are not young, but we don't present as old.
Yeah.
Biden does. I saw him yesterday making that speech.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, he's cadaver-like.
But his brain is good. He's still great.
He's cadaver-like. And Joy Behauer answers, yes, but he's good. He's just great. No, he's not. He's just awesome. Yes. Here's a pile of poo. Oh, it tastes so good, though, doesn't it? 628. Donald Trump's trial. Legal scholar Jonathan Turley had this to say.
This jury has been told over and over again, from opening argument to Pecker, to Michael Cohen, to the prosecutors, the judges allowed them to say there were election violations. I'm quite convinced that that jury believes that there were election violations, even though none have occurred in this case with regard to Trump.
Yeah, because the way the judge allowed that to go on, they probably, and it's a sham the way he has allowed them to go home.
Yes.
We got a holiday
8 days.
weekend.
8 days. They're gone. Like, they will not be back in court till next Tuesday.
So you don't think anybody's going to be talking in their ear?
Oh, you know they are.
Crazy.
Well, and I agree with some legal people that says, look, on one hand, you have to extend the courtesy to the jury and believe them if they say they won't do it, right? You know, you have to take them at their word at some point. But in this kind of case, this historic of a case, how do you not sequester that jury?
Yeah.
You have to.
I agree. So Vera Salazar, her district is made up in Miami, where the melting pot, that's really the melting pot of the United States, the Cubans. And she said that she gets calls because a lot of her constituents are scared because they lived in Cuba.
Right.
They lived in some of these countries where the government overtakes everything, including the courts. Here's what she had to say. And before she said, I paid to come here on my own with my own money. Nobody paid me to come here because I have something to say. Listen to her.
Thousands of my constituents back in Miami are terrified when the courts in this country are used as weapons to crush our political enemies. Regardless of what you think of Donald Trump, regardless of what you think of him, regardless of what you feel about him, regardless whether you're going to vote for him or not in November, Donald Trump is not the only one going through trial. We all are. And I'm not sure if you know that, but that's the truth. Trump may be the one on the stand today, but the same forces that are manipulating the court system against him today will be after you tomorrow if we do not stop this political cycle.
And that's one thing I can say about the Cubans. Coming from Cuba, a vicious dictator, Castro.
Oh, yeah.
They have always sided with the Republicans.
Well, in this, it doesn't take much except to actually open your eyes and put aside your political beliefs for just a minute and say, is this a show trial? Is this a Soviet-style show trial?
Yeah.
And the answer is yes. And if you say no, it's because you have something against Donald Trump.
Right.
If you put anybody else in that courtroom, let's reverse it. You put Biden in that courtroom under the same things. Is that a Soviet show trial? If you answer yes, you were correct.
Yep.
If you answer no, it's because you have a political bias.
Yep. It's a sham. It is a sham. On the way, price of oil. We got the cuts from Michelle Lujan Gresham. Michelle Lujan Gresham was on the. Was that Good Morning America that she was on?
I think that.
I can't remember if it was Good Morning America, but I got the cuts. And I should know that because I'm the one that cut the whole darn interview up.
Right.
Now, I'll figure that out in a second. But she's got trouble at home also. Far-left Democrat legislator calling Michelle Lujan Gresham's July special session a sham.
Yep.
Far-left Democrat Angelica Rubio.
Mm-hmm.
Far left. She's all the way up. She's about to fall off.
She's borderline on the crazy train.
Yeah. Yes. From Las Cruces.
Mm-hmm.
And so she is blasting Governor Michelle Lujan Gresham's plan for the July 18th special session, supposedly focusing on crime with additions such as panhandling legislation and possibly anti-gun measures. And she said, I have and always stand by justice. Restorative justice as we head to the special legislative session to consider legislation relating to incarcerating those deemed to be incompetent and individuals who are panhandling and increasing penalties for felons with guns. Wait, she doesn't like penalizing felons with guns?
No.
Oh,
you can't penalize
I thought
felons.
She hated guns.
Well, she wants to protect the felons more than she hates guns.
Oh, well, she said she will not stand with it. She will not stand.
No,
with
because her priorities are killing babies, killing Jews, and trying to get special interest money.
Wow. So, Las Cruces, you got a real winner there. You really do. And look, I appreciate the fact that she's going against the governor. But wow. Hey, I left one story out when it came to Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Elise Stefanik, House Representative conference chair, filed ethics complaints against the judge, Juan Merchan, for allegedly his conflict of interest with his daughter's role in the firm representing Democrats. So she filed that yesterday in New York, and we'll see where that goes. Of course, she's from New York. She's a Republican from New York. But
well, that means that she won't be on the VP presidential shortlist because they'll need her to stay in Congress to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Fannie Willis will. She basically said that she won the primary, and she said that she is going to continue down the road because nobody is above the law or beneath the law,
except her.
Yeah.
Right.
She drinking some Grey Goose to celebrate her reelection.
Mm-hmm. Paid for by the taxpayers of Fulton County.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? It doesn't matter with some people, and I'm just gonna throw it out there. It doesn't matter what they do, as long as they're the right color, people will vote for them. Which is the saddest thing that we could ever do as voters.
Well, and
I have never voted for somebody because of the color of their skin.
No, but in her district, that's what matters.
And let me just say this, it's a low IQ way of doing things. It really is. Shooting in Midland in a neighborhood leaves one dead, another is in custody. Developing story, that's all we have. That happened last night in Midland. New Mexico's government employee pay ranks below the national average, according to the Census Bureau.
Okay. We have too many of them anyway.
So on average, the full-time government worker makes about $6,000 a month.
Holy crap.
In California, they make about $6,300 a month. Well, the cost of living in California, you brainiacs, is much higher than it is in New Mexico. Am I wrong?
No.
Wow.
But still, our average is $72,000 a year.
That's what it says, average.
Wow.
That would be the average. Yep. All right, we're going to get you updated with weather, news, and more. Michelle Lujan Gresham, I'm going to dive into her interview. That was on CNN. Before I do that, though, Mayorkas was asked a simple question. Are we safer now than we were before 9/11? And he danced and would not, oh my goodness. But here's what he said.
Screening and vetting capabilities are stronger than they ever have been. And
What? Our vetting is stronger than it's ever been as we let 9 million people come across the border and we don't know crap about them. In fact, some of these are repeat offenders where they're just they're using the border as a revolving door. You kick them out, they come back.
Well, but that's not the only place. If they asked him since 9/11, Tom, who was our enemy at 9/11? What was the name of that organization?
I would have to say it was the terrorists.
The Taliban.
Yeah.
Right? Well, the Biden administration has given them about $11 million since we left Afghanistan.
Now, there's one thing that he did say. Listen to the rest of this. And he called the invasion of Israel. Listen to what he said.
The reality is, Neil, that we, and not just the United States alone, but Western countries are in a heightened threat environment, especially after the October 7th terrorist attacks by Hamas.
Oh, he called them a terrorist attack. I was surprised.
Well, I think that's part of the whole ICC debacle. Yeah, and they're trying to backtrack as much as they can.
Yeah, I was actually surprised. All right, when we come back, we're going to get you updated with the price of oil, and we'll dive into Michelle Lujan Gresham's interview on CNN. So she talked about abortions, she talked about the border, and if any governor should not talk about the border, it would be her, because she ain't done crap. She really has not done anything. She has not done one thing to secure the border. In fact, she's invited people in. Mm-hmm. She has. Check out the weather quickly, being brought to you by Janko Janitorial. Find them 324 West Main in Artesia. They have commercial-grade cleaning supplies, and they can do all your cleaning. Full-service commercial janitorial company. They specialize in window cleaning, office cleaning, and floor stripping and waxing. They also offer oil-field cleaning and industrial cleaning. Get in touch with them today. Go to the website, jancojanitorial.com, or 575-703-1869. Talk to Amber today. Need somebody to do all the cleaning for you? jancojanitorial.com. Sunny today, 86. Clear tonight, getting down to about 60. More wind expected tomorrow, 30-mile-an-hour winds and a high 93. Tom on the text, quick.
All right, the question of the day, if you could keep a food franchise, which would it be? Well, a bunch of them say the Whataburger. I loved A&W root beer, says another texter. How about the best firehouse sub is in Roswell? Another said Whataburger. The only one Whataburger around here is in Roswell, by the way. And Kevin.
Or Midland or Lubbock.
Yeah, well, in southeast New Mexico. Kevin, why is it that you call the illegal allies migrants? Rick Norris is asking.
I said what?
Rick Norris is asking, why is it that you call the illegal allies migrants? Did you say that earlier?
Damn sure did.
No, I bet he said illegal aliens.
I said illegal aliens.
Okay.
I always call it just.
No, what he's. I bet that was the speech to text thing. And he's trying to figure out why we called them migrants, and it's because when we get news stories, that's what they say, and so sometimes when we're reading along, right, Kevin?
I could have, if I read the story, I could have read it
as migrants.
I do not have time to rewrite every story. I know you guys think I have that type of time. I mean, if anybody should be doing that, it would be Tom, because he's got a lot more time on his hands than me.
Sure. And I also hear that you call January 6th an insurrection, just like what's MSM mean?
Mainstream media.
Mainstream media. Are you finally starting to toe the MSM line?
I'm going to stick up for
Cut
Kevin.
Me a big piece of slack.
Yeah.
Cut me a huge piece of slack.
Well, He was asking about all that.
He and I are the ones that are always going on about these words that they use, and they're trying to change the narrative.
Please, cut me a big.
And we are not.
On the question of the day, pizza meal I would keep, says another texter. B.
All right, let's get updated with news. We got to take a break. 6:42. We're going to qualify you for the cash. Also, we'll come back with the price of oil. We'll see what's going to happen because Biden is selling off more of our reserves at a time where prices are high. That makes sense, doesn't it? All because of campaign promises. We'll talk about that, too. News this morning being brought to you by Zia Guns, 1907 North Main and 1907 North Main in Roswell. Over 1,000 firearms in stock, handguns, rifles, shotguns. Trade in your old gun to get a better gun. And by the way, ladies, they want to encourage you. If you've been thinking about getting personal protection, they've got you covered there. They've got personal protection items, lethal and non-lethal personal protection. Stop in and see the expert staff today. Planning maybe your hunting season. They can tune up your bow. They can get you rigged out, get you ready. 1907 North Main in Roswell. Closed Saturday, open on Sunday. Checking in what's going on with news next. Qualifying you for cash now.
Call now. Thank you for calling.
America Supply and Hobbs presents the Cash Blowout Contest on W105. This is the Cash Blowout Contest on
Call now. Call now.
MTD Radio News. I'm Joe Miller. Here's what's happening. Well, fire crews continue fighting the Moser fire reported near Cloudcroft on Monday, according to the U.S. Forest Service, as residents on Alpine Road, Hollywood Boulevard, Pine Ridge Loop Road, and Wildwood Loop Road were ordered to evacuate. As of Monday night into Tuesday, the fire burning over 145 acres. Firefighters from USFS, volunteer fire departments, and the BLM using ground machinery, air tankers, and helicopters to fight the blaze. The cause of the fire is still unknown. Highway 82 remained closed yesterday morning from the mile marker 17 to mile marker 21. Travelers were advised to use New Mexico State Road 244 as an alternate route. More than 2 years since a government-sparked wildfire took everything from victims in northern New Mexico. Hundreds of those victims say the federal government's still failing them. There are some things you can't put a price on. It was just a really beautiful piece of property, Toby Dolan explained as he walked around the empty lot where his home used to stand, saying both of our boys' bedrooms were over here. Our oldest son was in this corner, he pointed. Our younger son was in this corner. Dolan showed what is three-generation family property in northern New Mexico near Mora. He said through the gap in the trees you could see Hermit's Peak really clearly. That's where it all started right there. Each year, U.S. Census Bureau compiles data on public employment. Latest numbers reveal New Mexico's government workers, on average, are paid below the U.S. average for state and local government employees. The data comes from state and local governments and covers month of March of 2023. During that month, New Mexico had over 41,000 full-time government employees who were paid an average of about $6,000 per month. That's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
Hey, this is Big Ben, and it's time for the Memorial Day Slasher Sale at Permian Chevy Buick GMC Nissan. Check your mailbox for an invitation to our event where you could score up to $15,000 in cash plus other great prizes. Save big from May 21st to the 28th. You know what they say? They don't call us the Permian Truck Guys for nothing. Save big on over 250 pre-owned trucks, cars, and SUVs. Many new half-tons and heavy-duty trucks are available. We've got a passion for slashing. Save big on cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. Everybody wins when we go low. That's right, shop local and save big with over 500 vehicles available. Do you have a car, truck, van, or SUV that you'd rather not be driving? Did you know that due to current market conditions, your used car has never been worth more? Sell us your car direct and score big. Now's the time to take advantage. The Memorial Day Slasher Sale is back. Are you ready to get a newer, nicer car for less? Come see us today at Permian Chevy Buick GMC Nissan, 701 West Navajo Drive in Hobbs.
This is Deanne Kimbrough, and I'm running for Lee County Commissioner, District 1. Early voting has already started, and it's important that you get out and vote in the primaries, as this race will be decided there. I'm a lifelong Republican and everything that stands for, and I'm asking for your vote. Deanne Kimbrough, Lee County Commissioner, District 1.
Paid for by the committee to elect Deanne Kimbrough,
Junior Hernandez, Treasurer.
Drilling Brake Auto Repair LLC is a professional auto repair shop offering high-quality automotive maintenance and repairs in Carlsbad. They specialize in diesel and gas mechanical services, auto and AC repair, tune-ups, brake replacement, diagnostics, and more. They have many years of experience in this industry, and they have a team of highly skilled mechanics that can get the job done right the first time. Give them a call at 575-725-8882 or find them on the web at carlsbadautomechanic.com for Drilling Brake Auto Repair.
Lee County is full of people who love to be here, full of people who care about Lee County roads, Lee County schools, Lee County police and fire, and most of all, full of people who care about the future of Lee County and Lee County children. Re-elect Pat Sims for Lee County Commissioner District 5. Pat has proven he will work hard for the people in Lee County. Re-elect Pat Sims for another 4 years.
Hi, I'm Pat Sims. I love Lee County, and I know you do too. I'm asking for your vote to re-elect me as your District 5 Lee County Commissioner. Thank you.
Paid for by Pat Sims.
Get ready for the American Legion Post 7 Spring Fishing Derby this Memorial Day weekend. First up, let's talk about those tagged catfish. We've stocked the waters with 1.5 to 5 pound catfish. And guess what? One of those tagged fish is worth a whopping $1,000. The biggest bass won't be left out. Whether you're a seasoned angler or a first timer, bring your A game. The biggest bass also scores you another $1,000. For a $20 donation, you can support our local American Legion Post 7. Plus, we've got something for everyone. All ages welcome. And kids under 12 fish for free. Sign-ups kick off at 1 p.m. on the 24th at the picturesque Lower Tanzil Dam. It's a 2-day event of fishing, fun, and friendly competition. And trust us, there are many more tagged fishes and prizes waiting to be hooked. Our heartfelt thanks to our core sponsors, Varco Electric and Silver Bullet Trucking. This ad is brought to you by the Carlsbad Lodgers Tax, supporting local events and tourism.
This is Senator Stephen McCutcheon. My family's been ranching in southeast New Mexico for a long time. We've learned the value of faith, hard work, and honesty. I knew this campaign would be tough, but I never thought my wife and children would be attacked and my character questioned. My opponent, Larry Scott, is shamefully accusing me of stealing water. In reality, I published that water notice publicly and have nothing to hide. Larry simply can't defend his record and trying to draw attention away from that fact. He consistently votes against our values, raising taxes 8 times, implementing critical race theory, and a 10-year record of open border policies. Just like I learned on the ranch, character is taking responsibility for your actions. Larry, it's time to face the music. We cannot defend our children, jobs, and way of life with behavior like this. To you, the voters, I've never lied to you, and I never will, period. Join me, conservative Senator Stephen McCutcheon, in defending our way of life. Paid for by Stephen McCutcheon for Senate.
I want to wake America up.
Be in the Breakfast Club, broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain Gods studio. Text line at 877-396-W105. Powered by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer.
I got to keep wearing it, but don't tell them I didn't have it on when I walked in.
Yeah. Don't tell them. Don't tell them about it, because I'm only the president of the United States. Okay. Yeah, we wouldn't want to tell them about it. I just posted up on W105 on Facebook, Yucca Blossom, the trading days coming up, and that's going to be in Carlsbad.
Yes.
And every year they pick somebody to help, and this year they've decided to pick Will Rooney as the recipient for the fundraising efforts. And so everybody knows that, Will was trying to go through the process of getting the kidney transplant.
Right.
And every time he's got to go to San Antonio, he makes trips pretty much weekly to Lubbock, and takes him away from his family. And not only that, the cost of him being away. And so they're going to give you an opportunity to give back to Will. And I just posted it up on W105. There's a Venmo and a Cash App. You can give at the door, and then the silent auction will go towards Will Rooney. So please, if you can, give. Venmo's up. Cash App is up on that link I just posted, or you can give at the door or participate in the silent auction. So this is a cool deal. And Tammy wanted to give back to Will.
Well, and the silent auction there is also really cool at Yucca Blossom because it's all the dealers there, all the vendors, all of their products are in that silent auction.
So it's a cool deal. So if you can help Will, that would be awesome if you can do that. All right, I'm going to dive into Michelle Lujan Gresham coming up in just a second. According to a brand new survey, 8 in 10 Americans plan to travel by car to their summer destination. And mainly because the odds of a car accident are less likely than flying on Boeing nowadays.
Yeah. The chances of you dying in an airplane are a lot greater.
Yeah. And crying kids are probably less likely in the car than they would be on the plane. So, new report shows that that going from rags to riches can save your brain from dementia.
Well, I would like to try that. I would like to. I volunteer.
Because, Biden went from his net worth being about 200,000 to 20 million, and it didn't save him.
Yeah, but I volunteer to be a guinea pig in this experiment. Okay.
They've already started filming the final episode of Yellowstone season 5. The plans begin showing all them coming up in fall. And we did talk about Graceland, the historic Graceland, Elvis Presley's home, set to be sold off at auction tomorrow after his daughter Lisa Marie allegedly failed to pay back
The judge blocked that late afternoon, because Elvis's granddaughter is now running that trust, and she says that this whole thing that this company brought against it is a fraud, that there was no loan. So a judge put that on hold while they have to prove with paperwork that they actually have this loan because they don't have the paperwork for it.
Well, if they don't have the paperwork,
had to be filed somewhere.
Tom, I hate to tell you this, but H5N1 bird flu has killed 4 cats in the United States.
Oh, boy.
And you have any idea why the cats are getting sick?
They're eating the birds.
Well, I guess that could be it.
Right. And by the way, speaking of Graceland, we asked yesterday, why is it worth that much? It's a 13-acre estate in Memphis.
Huge.
So
it's huge.
Yeah. So a little over $3 million is probably.
Yeah, but to be honest, Memphis is another Democrat cesspool.
Yes, there are really nice areas in Memphis. I have friends that live there, like is it Georgetown? I think there's kind of southeastern side are pretty nice, but downtown and the area around Graceland, not so nice.
Really? Yeah. Sex offender nabbed by the New Mexico Department of Justice operation pled not guilty to criminal charges. So the Roswell man recently arrested by the New Mexico Department of Justice. It's hard for me to get used to that.
Yeah, the Attorney General office.
Yeah, it used to be the Attorney General.
Shouldn't we treat it like they do X, and every time we say that, we should say formerly the Attorney General office?
Yeah, most definitely. And so he pled not guilty yesterday. Joanna Walker, a prosecutor in this case, confirmed Monday that Christopher Ralph Reynolds, 44 years old, pled not guilty to 1 count of child solicitation by electric device of a child younger than the age of 13 in the 5th Judicial Court. Now, he was part of that sting where 2 other people were arrested.
Right.
And this is all dealing with Meta and Facebook and Instagram and all of that type of stuff.
Right.
But he pled not guilty. And this is not his first time. This is not Reynolds' first time.
Didn't he send photos and stuff, though?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he sent photos of his, his
junk
stuff, and went into great detail about what he wanted to do with the girl who was posing to be 11 years old. So, yeah, I think the case is open and shut. Border Patrol, before I get into Michelle Lujan Gresham talking about the border, 9.6 million illegal immigrants have crossed the border under Joe Biden. This includes 7.8 illegal immigrants that Custom and Border Protection has encountered, and then 1.8 million gotaways that escaped from the border. I don't know how they keep up with those numbers. Illicit drugs flowing to the country, a very alarming rate. 5 to 10% being intercepted at the border. That's it, 5 to 10. So, Tom, if it's 5%, how much is coming across the border?
I'm going to say a million.
Yes,
or
because
if 95%.
If 1.8 million is 5%, yes, it's of a million. Yeah.
Fentanyl, now the leading cause of death among 18 to 45-year-olds, with the number killing. It's up 94%, the number of people that have died. And the number of people on the terrorist watch list that have been arrested, 169 people in 2023 on the terrorist watch list. Average 5,000 illegal migrants coming across every day. Illegal aliens coming across, and so 5,000 per day. The governor has no idea what the hell she's talking about. I'm just going to say this. So she was on CNN because she thinks that she can go on CNN and pass fake information. So I'm gonna play in bits and pieces her interview on CNN. Here's what she had to say about the border.
I want to first start on the border, since the Senate is looking at trying to pass this. It doesn't look good. What are the main difficulties that you have experienced in your state?
Well, Sarah, first, thank you very much for having me on. And you're right. When the entire country says we're all border states, no, we are not all border states. And there is no question that there's tension in New Mexico's border. So two things. One, we rely on the bulk of our food and other agricultural products coming across legally and safely across the border. So when we make it political and we stop trucks, then that means that I don't have food for New Mexico residents in rural, particularly rural communities.
Do you get what they say all the time about rural New Mexico? It doesn't matter what story they're talking about. It's always about rural New Mexico. This could cause people to be starving in rural New Mexico.
Well, the fact is they hardly ever visit rural New Mexico.
Exactly.
And 98% of the state is rural New Mexico.
And how much of our food in New Mexico comes from New Mexico?
Quite a bit. And other trucks come from California and Texas and other.
It's not all coming from south of the border. So she continues the discussion about the border.
Don't have enough security. Absolutely, there are risks at the border. We need both. I need a common sense, smart border bill, and this bill, first one in a long time, has the support of the union, right, that is the membership of the Border Patrol. This has now become a really harsh political issue, and people get caught again and again in the crossfire. Shame on Republicans here. Again.
Shame on the Republicans. Shame on the Republicans. And I didn't have a chance, but I want to go. Somebody, if you could, look to see if the Border Patrol was backing this bill. Because the Border Patrol has done nothing. The union has come out against Joe Biden time and time again. I can't see the Border Patrol jumping in to give amnesty to all these folks. I just don't see it. So she continued on about the border.
So I'm not disappointed. I'm frustrated. And I think he is incredibly frustrated as well. And I was the chair of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus when I was in Congress for 3 terms. We had a border bill that was the same kind of aspect here. more security, more personnel, and changes to the system to ask for a visa on the front end and to deal with asylum on the back end. This is a country of immigrants.
Well, ask for this on the front end, and we'll handle the rest on the back end. It's hard to handle the rest on the back end when people do not show up for court.
Right.
And what's the number? 95% of people do not show up for court?
Yeah, it's really high. I don't remember the exact.
Very, very, very high. She continued.
So here are my conversations. I trust that I have a president that is clear that we don't hate immigrants in this country, that we are a country built on immigration, that he's clear about the security risks and the threats at the border, and he's also clear that it's more than this country. I need help from the other countries, including Mexico.
By the way,
so I'm not disappointed.
It is a fallacy that this country was built on migrants.
Right.
Everybody was a migrant.
Yes.
When they found this country, everybody was a migrant.
Yeah.
So was it built on migrants? I guess, kind of.
But they were legal.
Yes.
Not illegal. You know, they came here the right way. They came through. They were vetted, through Ellis Island. That's why we have records of everyone that came in.
You know, we did the story about Ellis Island. Do you know how many people? I think it was like 75,000. I mean, the numbers were a little different than 9 million. So she wraps up the border talk. Here we go.
I need help from the other countries, including Mexico. But he is hamstrung. And if you're not going to fund the personnel, you're not going to give us the security aspects, then it hamstrings states like mine. So having my National Guard, for example, they're involved in all the drug interdictions, so all the investigative work. But they can't be anywhere at the border. There's nothing for them to do.
It seems to be working good at Texas, and this is the first I hear that National Guard is investigating the drugs coming across the border.
I ain't never heard of that yet.
I have never heard that before. Anybody know that to be a fact? I would appreciate that. She said it. Totally confused. Totally confused. All right, KWMW, Malachimora 105.1 FM. Two more cuts from Michelle Lujan Gresham talking about abortion. Very proud that New Mexico is leading the way in killing babies.
So women have no other choice but to travel to New Mexico. As a result, I funded another reproductive rights and abortion clinic in southern New Mexico, where we're seeing an influx of women coming from El Paso and their families.
So they're traveling from these states into New Mexico.
And a shout out to Governor Katie Hobbs, right, making contraceptives more accessible in her state. A shout out to Arizona, who's clear about a ballot initiative and the legislature.
So let me ask you this much. How is this fair to New Mexico taxpayers to fund the bill for people coming from other states?
Well, it's not, and she made it sound like she was doing it. She said, I'm doing. No. That's $10 million out of taxpayers' pocket.
Right. So how is it okay for us to pay for abortions, and they make it out to be health care?
It is not.
It is not health care. But how is it we're taking money away from people that need care, real health care, and giving it to people from other states? That makes no sense to me.
Said he was going to do it, the former president, and he's going to keep doing it. He's bowing to extremists that are rolling back constitutional protections and rights for women.
All right, I'm going to stop it right there. What constitutional rights are guaranteed when it comes to abortion?
None.
Tom, you got any constitutional rights for abortion?
Zero. Actually, I do have one. The right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Oh, okay. There you go.
The right to live.
You know, when they say, this is like the third time I've heard her say this, the constitutional rights. But what she says next is blowing my mind, because I'm like, it's an out-and-out lie, because I have never heard a Republican say this. Here we go.
Constitutional protections and rights for women and their families. And it's outrageous. And contraceptives, I think, are next.
you think that they'll start going after contraceptives?
Absolutely.
When has a Republican said they're going after contraceptives?
Never.
So they're going to take the prophylactics off the shelf.
That doesn't even jive. Republicans are for a free market economy. That's a product.
Huh. Yeah, kind of crazy.
And just by the way, you know, I was going to say this a second ago. She spent 10 million taxpayer dollars. Just so you know, that's $5 per person in the state of New York. You might as well have gotten a $5 bill out of your pocket and sent it to her.
She stole it right from you. All right, price oil this morning being brought to you by our buddies at Spinnaker Oilfield Cementers and Cud Energy. Together, they are hiring. They've got training programs. They're looking for service supervisors and training program candidates. CDL is required. Diesel mechanics, electric technicians. They're looking for equipment operators with CDL and experienced pressure pump hands. Housing's available, great pay, one of the best benefit packages in the industry. Text Oilfield to 63566 or go to greatoilfieldjobs.com. Equal opportunity employer, drug-free employer.
West Texas Intermediate, $77.87, $82.05 for Brent crude, and the price of natural gas is $2.66. B.
All right, I got to get to taking out trash, things that happened on this date in history, national anthem and the pledge, and more. One more story before we break. Trump highlights the Biden administration authorizing deadly use of force in the Mar-a-Lago raid. Think about this. They came in there waving firearms. How did they do the Biden raid? They called in advance, told him, sat down, drank coffee with him. It's a little different than what they did in a early morning raid of Mar-a-Lago.
But this is Soviet-style weaponization against your political opponent.
Yeah, deadly force.
Yeah, it would be if Trump would have got up and got in their way. Biden authorized the FBI to kill him.
Wow.
An assassination.
That's probably what they wanted. That's probably what
an
they
assassination.
Wanted. All right, Tom on the text. Our number 877-396-W105. Let me do the weather quickly. Being brought to you by Randy Pettigrew. Randy Pettigrew, ready to go back to Santa Fe. His third term in office. He needs your vote, though. Early voting is going on right now. When you go and vote and you're in District 61, Randy Pettigrew needs your vote. Look, he's been going up to Santa Fe and fighting for our way of life. If you're a conservative, this is your guy. Look, fighting for our kids, fighting for our businesses, fighting for our oil and gas industry, fighting for our constitutional rights. CPAC gave Randy the A+ rating. CPAC is the most conservative PAC out there. If you're conservative, Randy Pettigrew needs your vote in District 61. Message paid for by Randy Pettigrew. Find out more information, randallpettigrew.com. Sunny today, 86 overnight low tonight, getting down to 60. 30-mile-an-hour winds coming up tomorrow and up to 93. Tom on the text.
People better wake up and see where Fannie Willis won her primary, says this text. Now, that's a sign of how many things, how things are going in this country. If people don't get out and vote, we're going to have a major problem. The next person will be Joe Biden, and you know what? We can't afford that, says the text. And another texter says, this is John from Eunice. Good morning, guys. Ain't that some butter that we have people living in northern New Mexico who got burned out of their homes last year from a government fire? And what is the government doing today? Paying off student loans instead of reimbursing the folks they burnt out, all in the name of buying votes.
Biden allocated more money late last night for more money for student loans. I don't remember how much it was, but more money for student loans.
Sad. And Buddy, go ahead, B.
Go ahead.
And Buddy is chiming in. He said, this is Bill Clinton here on Epstein Island listening to W105. Said Buddy this morning. Hope your neck's getting better, buddy. Oh, by the way, good morning, guys. Hey, Tom, did you know that Troy Aikman and Michael Irvin are 3-time Super Bowl champions? Laugh out loud. You guys are awful this morning.
Thank you. All right, we got to take a break. 7:11 p.m. The Breakfast Club, KWMW, Maljamora 105.1 FM. National anthem, the pledge on the way, things that happened on this date in history. Taking out the trash. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about, including Mike Johnson. Why is Mike Johnson, Tom's boy, who's got a hard job, according to Tom, why is he losing his staff? They're walking away.
That happens big time jobs like that all the time.
It happens all the time. It looks like a UPS driver's truck was hijacked. I'll tell you the rest of that story coming up this morning. Crews responding to that wildfire in Cloudcroft. I'll give you an update. And guess who sold out the dossier of P. Diddy to Netflix? I'll answer that. And we had 452 duplicate absentee ballots in Bernalillo County. How does that happen? I'll get to those stories and more coming up next. News this morning being brought to you by our buddies at the Twin Wells Fuel Station. They apologize for any inconvenience. A couple of weeks ago, they had problems with that card reader. Boy, I tell you what, that blow and dust will wreak havoc on pretty much all electronics. They've upgraded it. It's fixed. So if you need fuel and you're on 128, exit Buck Jackson Road, go down 2.75 miles and fill her up. They accept all WEX cards, the debit cards, and credit cards. They want you to be safe on the road, but if you need fuel, please head to the Twin Wells Fuel Station right off of 128 on Buck Jackson Road. We're coming right back. Be on the Breakfast Club, qualifying you for cash on W105.
Call now. Thank you for calling.
America Supply and Hobbs presents the Cash Blowout Contest on W105. 105.
Call now. Call now.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. Tragedy in Greenfield, Iowa. Tornadoes destroying the heart of that town. That's about 55 miles southwest of the capital, Des Moines.
It has destroyed dozens of homes, businesses, uprooted trees, thrown cars. According to the Iowa State Patrol, we are talking about multiple people who have lost their lives.
Fox Weather's Nicole Valdez near Greenfield. Governor Kim Reynolds issuing a disaster declaration for 15 counties. 160,000 people learning President Biden raises their student loan debt.
Now, the total this round is $7.7 billion in new student loan bailouts. This brings the total to $167 billion, which, for context, is about the size of the U.S. Army's budget this year.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson. British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak says a general election will be held in the second half of this year. America's listening to Fox News.
What happened to Larry Scott?
What do you mean?
Larry's attacking his opponent over a water violation that resulted in no monetary fine, while Scott himself has over 10 state violations for his personal business.
That sounds hypocritical.
Right? And Larry's attacking others for receiving an appointment from Michelle Lujan Grisham. But he tried to get that same appointment from her and called himself a moderate in his job application to get it.
Wow. If the appointment was so bad, why did Larry apply for it?
There's more. Larry joined Michelle Lujan Grisham to give free health care to illegals, then said it was to keep rural hospitals open.
Yeah, right.
And he's voted to raise taxes 8 times, but in 10 years in Santa Fe has never even sponsored a bill on border security. But, of course, now that it's campaign season, he's talking tough on the border.
Seriously? What's happened to Larry?
After 10 years in Santa Fe, it's clear Larry has lost his way.
It's settled. I'm voting for Senator McCutcheon. Paid for by Stephen McCutcheon for Senate.
Yucca Blossom invites you to join them for Simply Summer. Saturday and Sunday, June 2nd and 3rd, over 50 arts and crafts vendors will be on hand with a huge array of items to select from. The event is free and will feature the Small Town Grill, Wild West Soda, and boutique trucks. Proceeds from the silent auction and your donations at the door will benefit local radio personality Will Rooney. Yucca Blossom Simply Summer, June 2nd and 3rd at the Walter Gerald Center in Carlsbad.
Paid for by the City
City of Carlsbad Lodgers Tax.
Lee County is full of people who love to be here. Full of people who care about Lee County roads, Lee County schools, Lee County police and fire, and most of all, full of people who care about the future of Lee County and Lee County children. Re-elect Pat Sims for Lee County Commissioner District 5. Pat has proven he will work hard for the people in Lee County. Re-elect Pat Sims for another 4 years.
Hi, I'm Pat Sims. I love Lee County, and I know you do too. I'm asking for your vote to re-elect me as your District 5 Lee County Commissioner. Thank you.
Paid for by Pat Sims.
If you need an aggressive, experienced personal injury attorney who is honest and true, you need to get the Gorilla.
So I'm 23 years old. I worked at a warehouse, and I took an injury which caused the amputation of my right leg. I was approached by a specific firm, and they turned my case down within 5 minutes. I was told to come visit the Gorilla Law Firm, and immediately they saw potential in my case. And I tell you what, Gorilla Law Firm had my back when no one else did. The Gorilla Law Firm made me a multi-millionaire. And if you're injured, you call the Gorilla Law Firm too.
The Gorilla Law Firm, 3130 North Grimes and Hobbs, or call 575-964-2720.
Hello everyone, I'm State Representative Catherine Brown. I serve Carlsbad, Otis, Loving, Malagajal, and Eunice in the State House of Representatives. I'm running for re-election and I'm asking for your support once again. I'm on the front lines in Santa Fe fighting hard for families, schools, and businesses. I vigorously defend constitutional rights, including the right to keep and bear arms. I strongly support local industries such as oil and gas, potash, nuclear, ranching, and agriculture. Please vote for me, Catherine Brown, on June 4th.
Paid for by committee to re-elect Catherine Brown. David Fritchie, Treasurer.
Be part of the historic 50th anniversary Gus Macker Tournament at Inn of the Mountain Gods on June 1st and 2nd. Join us for the original 3-on-3 basketball festival, family fun. All ages and skill levels are welcome. Team entry is $160. Enter the $500 three-point challenge and the $1,000 slam dunk contest to score big. The Gus Macker Tournament, June 1st and 2nd. To register, go to Macker.com or inofthemountaingods.com.
It's Elaine Sena-Cortez, your conservative Republican candidate for state representative. The Second Amendment is clear, shall not be infringed. So why are radical liberals trying to take away our rights? One word, control. These are God-given rights from a constitution that was divinely inspired. MLG and her liberal thugs are attacking law-abiding citizens, but the buck stops with me. The power belongs to the people, not the government. I won't allow Santa Fe to restrict your right to bear arms. End of story.
Paid for by the committee to elect Elaine Sena-Cortez for New Mexico House.
This is Justin Wilson, candidate for Eddy County Commissioner, District 3. I'm a rancher and small business owner providing dirt work services in the oil field. I know the importance of industry in our county and the challenges of working together. Being raised on a ranch, I have very conservative values, putting God first, family second, followed by our constitutional rights. I'll stand strong to defend our rights and ways of life. Road maintenance and transparency is of utmost importance in the county. I am Justin Wilson, asking for your vote June 4th for Eddy County Commissioner, District 3. Paid for by Committee J. Wilson, County Commissioner.
You're back! You're back! I have a gun! I will fucking shoot you!
This is Anissa Tinnen. That's the 911 tape where you hear me shoot a 5-time repeat felon that broke into my home here in New Mexico and threatened me and my granddaughter. I was terrified, but what's also terrifying is that Governor Lujan Grisham is attacking our Second Amendment rights. The same Governor Lujan Grisham who handpicked Steve McCutcheon to fill a vacant state Senate seat. Later, McCutcheon told the Roswell newspaper on September 23rd that he was undecided on supporting a special session to impeach Grisham for signing away the gun rights of law-abiding citizens. McCutcheon relented only after all other Republicans had already agreed. That's why I support Larry Scott for state Senate. Larry has a career-long A rating from the NRA after hundreds of pro-Second Amendment votes over 10 years. Send the governor a message that you're not undecided about gun rights. Vote Larry Scott for state Senate because the next victim could be you.
Paid for by Our Values PAC.
Now back to the show.
Whoever said nothing is impossible is a liar. Tom A. has been successfully doing nothing for years.
While you were asleep, we simply took you to our little corner of heaven.
Call or text now, 877-396-W105 to talk to B in the Breakfast Club.
It was a fancy place to take your first date. The food looked great, like bait on a plate. The first time there, I got the crabs. Now Red Lobster's broke, and it's making me sad. Broke Lobster. Now it's a Broke Lobster.
It's bad when Red Lobster goes broke. Bidenomics at its best.
I like that one.
It's a Broke Lobster. Bad. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Roadrunner Grill and Barbecue. I added the barbecue there because they now have barbecue at Roadrunner Grill. Yeah, you've been accustomed to the old Roadrunner Grill not having barbecue. Now they moved to their new location, 811 West Main in Artesian. They have barbecue now. They've got barbecue now, and try it for lunch. Right now they're serving up breakfast. And if you want them to prepare meals for folks on location or in the office, not a problem. They can accommodate that. 575-736-2573. Call them the day or stop in 811 West Main in Artesia. It's going to be a nice day today. The wind is going to be gone today. It'll be back, though, coming up tomorrow. 86 and sunny today. Tonight down to about 60 and 30-mile-an-hour winds tomorrow, and the temperature's back up to about 93. Frontier Airlines passenger was arrested after refusing to deplane following an argument with a flight attendant over the exit row instructions. There's a massive delay while they got her off the plane. By the way, luckily, if you've ever flown Frontier, you're used to the delays. Yeah. By the way, this person is now in jail where they have just a little bit more legroom than on the plane. Yeah. And a judge performed a wedding ceremony in Ohio for an Ohio man who was sentenced to 10 years for burglary. The judge figured it was totally fine because marriage, prison, essentially it's the same.
Sure.
Yeah, what the heck? Nestle's making some brand food, Stouffer's and DiGiorno, for people that are on Ozempic. The weight loss drug. Tom, you ever thought about getting on that?
No. I'm fine as I'm doing now.
Yeah, I mean, what you're doing is worked. I mean, and worked for the past 15 years. You're spot on. But the meals are made with whole grain or protein pasta. Ooh. So they're reaching out there and doing something, even though the drug maker says they would like people to just eat less to go along with the drug. And according to a new study, learning how to use AI could actually boost your income by 25%. Tom, what about AI? You plan to use AI? No, okay. So, not going to make 25% more money. And, what you're doing is absolutely, it's working. Yes. Top Mike Johnson communication staffer to deport. That's 4 of his staff members that have left him. Blake, why is that?
Well, there could be a number of reasons. When you talk about political jobs, you get people that headhunt other positions all the time.
Right. Yeah.
And so they may have aspirations to become a political person themselves. They may have gotten a better offer somewhere else in the government.
Better offer.
It could be more permanent, just because.
Or maybe they are disgusted with Mike Johnson.
Well, that's the other possibility. When you get a lot of people that leave from a top executive position, now I know that he's legislative, but he's an executive in the legislature, like a governor or anything like that. When you get a lot of people leave, that means they're usually hard to work for.
Yeah. I mean, look at Kamala Harris, man. She's going through a ton of staff members.
And Michelle Lujan Grisham.
Yeah, and Michelle Lujan Grisham. Suspect who was fatally shot. So the UPS driver shot 10 times, and the person that shot him was a coworker and a childhood friend, according to the DA. Something's not right about this story. Suspect shot the UPS driver in broad daylight in an ambush killing as the victim was on his delivery route in Southern California. And as it turns out, it was his childhood friend and coworker.
Oh, man.
Raheem Fontosa, 46 years old, allegedly shot 50-year-old Expedio De Leon 10 times.
Wow.
He fired 14 shots. He hit him 10 times as he sat belted in to his driver's truck. You know what this tells me? This is a crime of passion.
Yeah.
I mean, when you shoot somebody 10 times,
yeah,
that's a crime of passion. Yep. By the way, the shooter was a UPS employee that was on disability leave.
Wow.
I mean, you kill somebody, you shoot them 2 times. 14 times is a crime of passion. By the way, DA doesn't know any more about that story. Top House Democrats, members of the squad, goes down in flames.
Yep.
Maxine Dexter won the Democratic primary and the 3rd Congressional District in Oregon, even though members of the squad were out there politicking for Mrs. Jayapal. Well, you might know that name because her sister is a member of the squad. Alexandria Cortez, Ocasio-Cortez, Bernie Sanders went out there. All the members of the squad. Ian Omar went out there. They all went and tried. She was ready to join the squad.
Mm-hmm. The squad of American-hating legislators.
Yes, and thank God she didn't get elected. Crews responded to the wildfire east of Cloudcroft. Presently, we're about 12% contained at this point. And anything to add to that? Because this story was updated about yesterday afternoon.
No, they still have all the same. I'm trying to think of the word. All the
evacuation points.
Yes, they're all still the same, and they are working on the fire. But where that fire is, like I said, there's a couple of communities out there that are like, I don't want to call them RV communities, but that is permanent RV communities.
Right.
And that's the area where that's at.
So 12% contained, about 96 acres in that fire. 50 Cent has been hyping up the Diddy documentary for months. And he wasn't holding anything back. He sold the dossier about Diddy to Netflix. Will it be on Netflix soon? Yes.
Or
it
will
will.
Kill it?
Depends whose name comes up.
Kind of my point.
And that's what they one of the rappers said, man, they got film on everybody.
Mm-hmm.
He said, some of these people you wouldn't even imagine. That tells me people like Prince Harry, who has been to the parties.
Yep.
Ellen DeGeneres. Oh, please tell me they didn't turn Ellen DeGeneres out. Oh, please don't tell me that. So maybe there were some. I mean, Diddy did a lot of work for the Democrat Party.
He did, and I wonder how many of those candidates and or office holders
walking away from this dude.
Yeah, I mean, he did a lot of get out the vote. When Obama was running for office, he was the go-to guy. Now, that was at the height of his career.
Well, now you got to remember, if it's Netflix and it's anything bad about Obama, it will be killed. Since Obama is a big part owner of that now. Yeah.
I mean, Big Mike will kill that.
Well,
sure.
Obama, he's part of the ownership group of Netflix now.
Right. So he'll probably kill that fairly quick. All right, let's get to taking out trash after we check the text. 877-396-W105. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Hobbs Airfield Speedway. Called Jamal this morning to find out what's going on. 575-631-1599. Bracket racing coming up May 31st. That's Friday, May 31st, bracket racing on the Prep Track, TNT Prep Track. And then the next day, Saturday, June 1st, that's when they bring out the big races. Box, no box, junior dragster, streets, bikes, the big races. And if you need more information about that, that's June 1st. Get in touch with Jamal. His number, 575-631-5099. And I did see this overnight. The Hobbs Air Fuel Speedway is bringing back BJ, the flagman. Remember, they had canceled that race due to the weather.
Mm-hmm.
That's coming up July 12th and 13th. I'll have more information as we get closer. Tom in the text.
All right. This texter says, I wonder what kind of package that UPS driver was delivering. And cops and lawyers used to say it is better to empty your magazine on a pistol than to just shoot a couple times because that empties magazine shows distress, says this one text. I don't know about that. And I know Fannie Willis won her primary, but I haven't heard about that judge.
He did too.
Was he up for election?
Yes.
And he won?
He won his primary.
And there you go, B. We're caught up for now. B.
All right, 877-396-W105. Question of the day this morning is a simple one. If they were going to kill off all franchises, fast food franchises, but one, what would the one that you want them to keep? Think about that one for just a second. Looks like Biden. I had no idea that veterans went to war. I will say this much. We did leave behind some soldiers. The worst pullout ever in the history of America. The most terrible planned evacuation of our troops. Here's what Biden had to say yesterday. So, Tom, do vets actually serve in wartime?
Veterans?
Yes.
I don't think so, B. I think they're retired, aren't they?
Well, I mean, you become a veteran when you're not active duty.
Right.
But listen to what Biden said.
We leave no veteran behind. That's the motto. In America.
Yeah, we leave no veterans behind.
That is not the motto.
That is not the motto. And let me tell you what is also not the motto. Where you put illegal aliens in front of veterans for health care. Remember, we did that story about 3 months ago. I don't forget stuff like that.
Right.
So you leave veterans behind, but veterans don't go to war. Those are active duty soldiers. And Biden, again, just bumbling about, I have no idea. What's he trying to say, Tom? Listen carefully.
I'll never make up for the loss, lost a piece of your soul, the husband, wife, son, daughter. But we owe it to folks, all of them, everyone we can.
What the hell is he saying? And this guy is gonna debate Donald Trump?
Right.
No, that guy is not going to debate Donald Trump. That's not the guy that will be there.
I'm starting to believe that. Because this guy will get his ass handed to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, taking out trash, being brought to you by Trash Eaters, trash-eaters.com. They can take care of all your waste hauling needs. Residential or commercial, they've got you covered. They have 96-gallon poly carts. They also have the 2- and 4-yard metal dumpsters and the roll-off dumpsters. They can take care of all your commercial or residential waste hauling needs. Kayleen's available this morning. Give her a call, 575-408-1719, trash-eaters.com for more information. Veteran-owned and operated and a local company. Do business with them today. Tom, if you hit somebody, do you think you would know that you actually hit somebody?
Yeah, if it was on purpose. Yeah, sure.
Well, what if it wasn't on purpose?
Okay, and the question is...
Would you know you hit someone?
If it wasn't on purpose, yeah, I would.
Okay. A woman is now facing fatal hit-and-run crash allegations. Told police she thought she hit a pothole.
Uh-oh.
That's why she didn't stop. That's why she left the scene. She thought it was a pothole in El Paso. Leslie Lopez, 25, now facing charges of a collision that involved the death after she allegedly hit and killed a 21-year-old Kimberly Espinoza, who was crossing the street on Lee Trevino about 3 a.m. in the morning, Sunday morning. Suspect also allegedly had a witness follow her and fired his gun at her.
My goodness.
For her to stop the car. She did not stop, and she thought that was a firecracker, I guess. Yeah. She just kept going. According to court documents, witness saw Espinoza, run over the person in the middle of the street. Wow. Witness who saw the crash said she failed to stop and render aid. They did stop her, though. Witness parked his car in the path of Lopez's vehicle. Witness said he had his gun with him and started to yell, telling the woman to get out of the car and go back to the scene of the crash.
Yeah, he could be in trouble for that.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't pull out a gun and tell someone they got to do something.
Yeah. She revved up her engine and went around him, according to documents. Witnesses told police that he feared for his life at the same time as she sped past him. You hit somebody and you think you hit a pothole. How bad are the potholes in El Paso?
Pretty bad.
I don't think they're that bad.
Tom, when you hit the dumpster, did you know you hit it?
I did not.
How the hell you hit something and don't know you hit it?
Well, I didn't know I hit it until my car came to a rest. I thought, what happened? And I looked back and I said, I must have hit something.
But you stopped.
So you could hit somebody and not know that you hit them.
Well, the night before someone hit that dumpster, because it was like 8 feet away from the curb.
No. It was.
There are actually videos, and it's not 8 feet away from the curb.
Dang sure, I counted
8 feet. 8 feet, by the way, would be in the middle of the street.
Exactly.
Not on the side.
Exactly.
8 feet. How tall are you?
5'11".
Okay. So if you lay down in the street, how wide is a car, Tom?
What, 4 feet wide?
I rest my case. Judge?
Look, traffic lanes in the U.S. are anywhere between 8 and 12 feet.
Yeah.
They can be up to 16 feet as well. But
I counted
the
it.
Dumpster,
I mean, there was 8 feet
by the
away
way,
from the curb.
was on the side of the road against the curb. The
Yep.
video's out there. I don't make me go find
but
it.
my point is did you know you hit it?
No.
Wow.
Sometimes you just don't know.
Sometimes
I saw your car. I saw the damage to your car.
Right.
How did you not know you hit it?
Because I didn't hit it right head on.
Yeah, it was all down the side of your car.
Right.
So you understand where this woman
wasn't it?
ran over somebody. And
I can
didn't
see how
know.
that happening, yeah.
I can't.
I don't.
I can't.
I understand.
Error leads to 452 duplicate absentee ballots being sent to Bernalillo County voters.
Where could that go wrong?
Yeah, but the primary election day is right around the corner, and some voters have already started to send out absentee ballots. But some Bernalillo County voters were surprised when they received a second ballot in the mail. County Clerk Linda Stover said it doesn't mean that everybody that's voting will get a duplicate copy. They're thinking it's about 452 duplicates.
Well, but her explanation doesn't make any sense either. She said that on the 8th, we mailed out our ballots. On the 9th, we mailed out our ballots. Our vendor accidentally on the 9th picked up some of the ballots from the 8th. Well, that would have still only been one set.
Wait, yeah, that makes zero sense. How would they be able to pick them up if there were only one set? Shouldn't there be just one set, right?
Right.
And who is the vendor?
It's a good question.
Who is the vendor? Because those are supposed to be secured ballots.
Yeah.
That go from your office to the mailbox.
Right.
Who's the vendor? That's a great question. Somebody might have to ask that question.
Well, and out of those 452 duplicates, 320 were at Democrat primaries.
Oh.
So a vast majority.
Where could that go wrong? Yeah. Boeing whistleblower. Remember, there are two Boeing whistleblowers that have actually committed suicide.
My goodness.
But John Barnett.
Did they or were they suicided?
Well, they could have been Hillaried. But John Barnett's lawyer blames the suicide on the company, as a note revealed. He did leave one of them, John Barnett did leave a note. And in the note, he said he was under a lot of pressure by Boeing. And so he's blaming Boeing. I'm pretty certain there'll be more lawsuits. What I don't understand, he was retired from Boeing. So what could Boeing do to him?
Yeah, hardly anything, right?
I would think.
Yeah, I mean,
Nancy Pelosi Foundation will use $1 million in taxpayer dollars to diversify America's diplomats.
What?
Yeah, the Biden administration set to spend roughly $1.6 million on a program named after the former Democratic House Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, aimed at making America's diplomats more racially diverse.
Aren't we already pretty diverse? I mean, I'd have to go look to see specifically, but isn't it better to have the best person for the job? And
oh, we can't have that. I mean, Emmitt Smith, and he was the NFL leading rusher.
Was he?
In case you missed that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Emmitt Smith was the leading NFL rusher of all time?
Yes, back in the day. So they're going to be pushing diversity when it comes to American diplomats, making sure, and it spells it out, racially diverse. It doesn't say sexually diverse, racially diverse. Women, you should be upset. You should.
Yeah.
All right, Tom of the text, 744, National Anthem and the Pledge on the way, BN, the Breakfast Club. Things that happened on this date in history still to come.
Cactus from Carlsbad is chiming in. Did y'all see the article where Boeing was blaming the children for one of their employees illegally recording them using the bathroom? Asked Cactus. No?
I didn't see that.
No. Yeah, and only the Democrats will receive extra ballots. Is that right? Ask this text.
320 out of the 450.
Another text is saying, Tom, it's not sometimes, you just don't know. It's sometimes you're asleep at the wheel and you have no clue what happened. No, I was very well awake coming to work. I didn't see the dumpster. And the reason that Tom didn't see that roll-off dumpster was because he was asleep, says another texter. Now, where is that video camera? I've never seen that video, by the way.
I have it on my phone. Somebody sent it to me.
I've never seen that video.
Tom's is saying, I got to go take that camera down so it doesn't show me doing stuff.
Right.
No, the video is out there. Somebody sent it to me. Will's got a copy, too. Yeah, you definitely were asleep at the wheel.
And my dog says, Tom don't know he crashed into a car at the event center during the MLG protest. Laugh out loud.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I've never done that before.
I can tell you all about that. He also took out 28 cones. And what have those cones ever done to you? You don't like the orange? What is it that you don't like?
Cones.
And you tried to take out the pylon at the gas station with your new SUV.
Oh, it was. Yeah, that was. Yes.
I mean, the cones, does it remind you of the dunce cones that you had to wear in school? Is that the problem?
I don't know why they have them out there in the first place.
Dunce cones are white. Come on.
Anyway.
Well, he's an equal opportunity offender. He did not discriminate on color. All right, things that happened on this date in history, 846, being brought to you by 2A Tactical Firearms, the indoor firing range. Find them 236 East Navajo in Hobbs. Veteran-owned and operated, largest firearms dealer around, state-of-the-art indoor firing range. You know, in the heat of the summer, when it's like 100 and gazillion degrees outside, and you want to go shoot. Now you have the place. Indoor firing range, climate controlled. They've got you covered. And they also have the Milo FBI training simulator. Over 1,000 different scenarios ready to go. Looking for a brand new gun? They have the largest selection of guns around and optics, gun accessories. Also, they have pretty tactical gear, gun safes, clothing, you name it, they've got you covered. Now, if you want to go in there and shoot at the range, you can get the hourly rate or join like the monthly membership like you would at a gym. They've got you covered. 2atacticalrange.com, 236 East Navajo. And don't forget, you can also get your firearms training there, group or one-on-one training available. 2A Tactical Range. Check them out today. First life insurance policy issued in Philadelphia in 1761. Ben Franklin introduced the first bifocals in 1785. He uttered the words, read 'em and weep. He did. Dr. Cefil, a British dentist, invented toothpaste on this date, 1892. Their popularity began to crest. It did. Edwin Vody patented the first piano on this date in 1900. World first revolving restaurant opened up at the Space Needle in Seattle in 1961. International Day of Being You Day today. Just be you.
I got one for you in 1980. Pac-Man, the video game, released in Japan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That was a big hit.
Wow. Yeah, it kind of kicked off the whole game thing.
Yeah, that was awesome. I still love playing Pac-Man. Allison Eastwood, the daughter of Clint, is 52. Naomi Campbell is 54. Elton John's writing partner, Bernie Taupin, is 72. Tom, name a song that he wrote.
Bye.
I mean, this guy had more hits than The Sopranos. I'm just saying.
Well, I can't think of one.
Well, he co-wrote every Elton John song on Captain Fantastic and Dirt Brown Cowboy.
I mean, Rocket Man,
Goodbye
Benny
Yellow
and the
Brick Road.
Trucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crocodile Rock. All those.
Did you write the one for Diana?
What did I just say?
Diana. That was for Marilyn. Candle in the Wind was for Marilyn Monroe.
No, it was for Diana.
No, it was for Marilyn Monroe.
It was dead a while.
Yeah.
It was for Marilyn Monroe.
It was for Marilyn Monroe. Sorry, Tom.
You guys did.
Tommy John, the baseball player, who invented the surgery.
Right.
He's 80. Well, he didn't invent the surgery. He had to have the surgery.
Dr. Anderson out of Georgia.
Fastballs. Yeah. He's 81 today. And U.S. National Maritime Day is today. I'll play the song Come Sail Away in a little bit for you. Yes. Things that happened on this date in history being brought to you by 2A Tactical. Find them in Hobbs. Tom and the Tax wrap it up. National Anthem and the Pledge up next.
You know, the only reason Emmett Smith was the all-time Russian leader was because Barry Sanders retired at 30 years old. Emmett Smith said, thank God Barry retired, says the texter.
That is true.
And excuse me, Cactus from Carlsbad said Boeing. It was American Airlines, so she's kind of corrected herself on that. And, Tom, did you know that Jerry Rice played for the 49ers?
Jerry Rice played for the 49ers?
He sure did, man.
Holy crap.
Are
I
you
had
sure,
no
Tom?
idea.
Yeah. And Drew from Carlsbad is reporting an accident this morning. There's a single vehicle wreck at the Yellow Bars curb at McDonald Road between Malaga and Buck Jackson. And this report...
Traffic update being brought to you by our buddy Luke Ragsdale, RagsdaleLawFirm.com. And did you know Jack Dempsey, not Jack Dempsey, what's his name, the kicker for the New Orleans Saints?
Tom Dempsey.
Tom Dempsey. He only had half a leg.
Yep.
Half a foot.
Half a
Did
foot.
you know
Half a
that,
foot.
Tom?
Yeah.
He had a stump.
Yeah, he had a foot.
Every time
Half a
he gave
foot.
a speech, it was a stump speech.
Yeah. Very inspirational guy right there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They turned out to be a real lush back in the day.
Oh, one more on Diana. I said, but this Leroy saying that Tiny Dancer by Elton John was for Diana.
That's correct. Candle in the Wind was for Marilyn Monroe.
So
even
And
names
Tom
are in the
Dempsey-
song.
Tom Dempsey, I mean, it was bad, Tom. He only had a half a leg to stand on. It was bad.
he played for your Aints.
Watch the NFL.
Oh, when you did, hello.
So I don't have a team, Tom. God bless you. And I'm not like you, a flip-flopper bandwagon fan. I guarantee you by the end of next year,
What?
Deion Sanders falls flat on his big nose.
By the way, they had a spring game the other day, and they did pretty well.
Did they?
Sold
How
out
do you
stadium.
do pretty well in a spring game?
Sold out.
The tickets were free.
Well, no, you didn't have to go if you didn't want to. Hello.
And I don't think it was sold out.
Yeah.
But whatever.
But you know,
God
he had
bless.
enough players to field two teams, by the way.
Oh,
He had an
God bless
offense
that.
and a defense. Is that what you're saying?
oh.
Right.
Imagine that. All right, we're going to do our national anthem and the pledge this morning. Our number 877-396-W105. Still got a lot of stuff to talk about this morning. And, yeah, maybe I'll play one more cut from the Governor, Michelle Lujan Gresham. She's very worried about the border. Very worried.
Not.
Very worried. That's why we have to pass it. Don't worry about what's in it. Just pass it. No need
If
to
she
read
was
the
worried,
bill.
if she was worried about the border, the cartel would now not own part of New Mexico.
Exactly. Yeah. National anthem and the pledge this morning being brought to you by Rebecca Long, 575-393-2661. Farmers Insurance agent and has been for the past 40 years. Started her business at 19, and she loves taking care of people. She loves taking care of her clients. And if you're not one of her clients and you're looking to shop around your insurance, please, there's one number you should call today, 575-393-2661. Call Rebecca Long. Let her bundle your insurance policies together. If you're just starting a family out, look, you need homeowners insurance, you need auto insurance, but if you don't have life insurance, you ought to think about life insurance. 575-393-2661. Proud sponsor of the national anthem and the pledge on W105.
We are the Perry family from Hobbs. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in
God bless America. God bless you. Large prayer this morning being brought to you by Judah Oil, reminding you God is in control.
From Psalms 5 this morning. O Lord, in the morning you hear my voice. In the morning I prepare a sacrifice for you and watch. And weeping may tarry for the night, but joy comes in the morning.
Hello, I'm here with my wife Dixie, and I'm Blaze Campanella with Judah Oil. We pray that as you go through your day, that you will see all the blessings you've been given. God said that He will prosper you and not harm you. See, in a world that is lost, God is there. Yes, in the most empty place, your most fearful circumstance, God is there. He will never leave you. Never forget, Jesus loves you. He really, really does. Please take a moment and pray the Lord's Prayer with us. God bless you. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
KWMW Malchamore 105.1 FM, better known as W105, 2 minutes away from 8 o'clock. Some of the stories we're going to talk about in the next break. I'll get to that in a second. Morning show being brought to you by Rig Outfitters and the Home Store. Our buddy Joe reminding you they're in the Broadmoor Mall. Get in there for all your whatever you need to go to work in the patch, or maybe your steel-toe boots are just worn out. And you need FR jeans and coveralls and gloves. And they've got all of that and so much more. And looking for furniture, appliances, electronics, they've got a huge selection. See them today about zero down financing. And next door, they've got Scrub Outfitters, largest selection of scrubs in 100 miles. Big name brands, Dickies, Healing Hands, Med Coutures, Peaches, all your compression socks, the colors they have, the designs they have, huge selection, and they have comfortable shoes too. Scrub Outfitters, Rig Outfitters in the Broadmoor Mall.
Yesterday I visited with Joe for a little bit, and the sponsorship card there reminded me of it. He's one of the leading retailers in the Hobbs area that's kind of going against all the shoplifting that's going on, right? Because it's an organized thing. Well, the DA consistently drops the ball on prosecuting these shoplifters.
It drops the cases.
Right. Okay. But Joe actually won his second court case day before yesterday with civilly prosecuting these people because he can identify who they are,
right,
and with the video and everything, and so he is now going after them civilly. And
that's
so
awesome.
Yeah, because he's got all the evidence, right? And so when the DA drops these cases criminally, he and his attorney have now won 2 cases in a row.
Wow.
Prosecuting these folks civilly.
You know, that is awesome.
It is.
But at the same time, it takes Joe's time, effort, money, and his attorney's money. You know, he's got to pay the attorney. And what people don't understand, shoplifting, yes, a lot of it is petty.
But it
adds
toll
to the cost of doing business, and that cost is passed on to you.
Yeah. And it hurts the small business owner.
It does.
Now, what he's hoping with that is that if more retailers jump on board and have the evidence and do this civilly, that the DA's office will actually step up and do its job, because they've been dropping the ball.
Do its job?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because if you go look at the outcome on all these cases, you can look up any of these people you want. It's amazing how many times the DA's office.
And so why would these people stop doing what they're doing? There's no accountability.
And this is one of the ways that they're hoping to stop.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Kudos, Joe. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah. Appreciate you. Some of the stories I'm going to get to on the way include Donald Trump ripping Joe Biden for selling off more of our gas, more of our reserves. We're already at the lowest point we've been in like 40, 50 years. Yeah. Mexico lawsuit blaming gun manufacturers for the cartel violence. Supreme Court, are you going to hear this case? Mexico blaming gun manufacturers for their violence. Yeah. We'll talk about that. And the Fed's investigating where Matthew Perry got his drugs. Where did he get the drugs that killed him? We'll talk about that and more coming up. And the highest paid CEOs. I was quite surprised. There's a top 10. I was quite surprised. And I was quite surprised who wasn't on that list. Like a Jeff Bezos. Well, he's not the CEO, right? He stepped down. He let somebody else. But Amazon's not on the list. So we'll get to that coming up in a second. 803-803. Let's get updated. Find out what's going on with news being brought to you by Ragsdale Law Firm. Luke Ragsdale, he's the guy to call. If you've been involved in an accident and you need help, RagsdaleLawFirm.com. In the patch, he settled the case for $10 million and settling medical malpractice cases. He settled one case for over $9 million. Settling cases for car accidents, slip and falls, any type of accidents, get in touch with Luke Ragsdale. And if you need somebody to defend you in the court of law, RagsdaleLawFirm.com. 575-208-5300. Give him a call today. We're going to qualify you for the cash now. News coming up next. We're W105.
News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington. Getting the job done right every time since 2004.
Proudly serving most phases of the oil field process, Stone Oilfield Services has a fleet of over 60 trucks and a workforce of over 100 employees. From water transport to kill and vac truck operations, flowback services and pit filling to the clean out of rigs and tanks, as well as oiling and acidizing, Stone Oilfield believes in getting the job done right every time. Call them today at 575-396-1840. That's 396-1840.
MTD Radio News. I'm Joe Miller. Here's what's happening. Well, fire crews continue fighting the Moser fire reported near Cloudcroft on Monday, according to the U.S. Forest Service, as residents on Alpine Road, Hollywood Boulevard, Pine Ridge Loop Road, and Wildwood Loop Road were ordered to evacuate. As of Monday night into Tuesday, the fire burning over 145 acres. Firefighters from USFS, volunteer fire departments, and the BLM using ground machinery, air tankers, and helicopters to fight the blaze. The cause of the fire is still unknown. Highway 82 remained closed yesterday morning from the mile marker 17 to mile marker 21. Travelers were advised to use New Mexico State Road 244 as an alternate route. More than 2 years since a government-sparked wildfire took everything from victims in northern New Mexico. Hundreds of those victims say the federal government's still failing them. There are some things you can't put a price on. It was just a really beautiful piece of property, Toby Dolan explained as he walked around the empty lot where his home used to stand, saying both of our boys' bedrooms were over here. Our oldest son was in this corner, he pointed. Our younger son was in this corner. Dolan showed what is three-generation family property in northern New Mexico near Mora. He said through the gap in the trees you could see Hermit's Peak really clearly. That's where it all started right there. Each year, U.S. Census Bureau compiles data on public employment. Latest numbers reveal New Mexico's government workers, on average, are paid below the U.S. average for state and local government employees. The data comes from state and local governments and covers month of March of 2023. During that month, New Mexico had over 41,000 full-time government employees who were paid an average of about $6,000 per month. That's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
Hey, this is Big Ben, and it's time for the Memorial Day Slasher Sale at Permian Chevy Buick GMC Nissan. Check your mailbox for an invitation to our event where you could score up to $15,000 in cash plus other great prizes. Save big from May 21st to the 28th. You know what they say? They don't call us the Permian Truck Guys for nothing. Save big on over 250 pre-owned trucks, cars, and SUVs. Many new half-tons and heavy-duty trucks are available. We've got a passion for slashing. Save big on cars, Cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. Everybody wins when we go low. That's right, shop local and save big with over 500 vehicles available. Do you have a car, truck, van, or SUV that you'd rather not be driving? Did you know that due to current market conditions, your used car has never been worth more? Sell us your car direct and score big. Now's the time to take advantage. The Memorial Day Slasher Sale is back. Are you ready to get a newer, nicer car for less? Come see us today at Permian Chevy Buick GMC Nissan, 701 West Navajo Drive in Hobbs.
As a single mom, it means a lot to me to have a strong banking relationship. With the cost of living as it is, I have to make the most of every dollar I make.
Every member has different wants and needs. That's the basis of relationship-based personal service. A strong credit union is built on strong relationships. Estacado Federal Credit Union, where you are more than a number, you're a member. Federally insured by NCUA.
You're invited June 15th in downtown Artesia, New Mexico to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the Permian Basin's oil and gas industry, marked by the success of Illinois No. 3 well in 1924. Enjoy a day filled with a patriotic equipment parade, food trucks, water slides, live music, an oil field cook-off, snow cones, oil field Olympics, and more. For more information, visit artesiachamber.com or call 575-746-2744. Paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
For a working man, protection on the job is always first priority. But when it comes to clothes, safety shouldn't compromise style and comfort. And thanks to Wrangler flame-resistant apparel, it doesn't have to. Now the same Wrangler style and comfort you love comes with the protection you need. And with a product guarantee for the life of the garment, they'll take the heat off of any job you take on. Stop by Benny's Western Store in Artesia or Carlsbad to try on some Wrangler flame-resistant apparel today. For the right work clothes, think inside the closet.
HF Sinclair would like to recognize and celebrate the 2024 graduating seniors. Michael Quinones, Ethan Quinones, Ashley Nahara, Leslie Hernandez, and Lauren Combs, all from Artesia High School, and Kiana Tupo from Carlsbad Early College High School. Wishing you all the best and success in your future endeavors. Congratulations to the entire graduating class of 2024 from everyone at HF Sinclair.
Hi, I'm Laura Boyd of Rio Grace Landscaping in Lovington, and we are celebrating our first year of being open at 4 Crockett Road, just north of Lovington on the Tatum Highway. You can find fruit, shade, and flowering trees. Hydrangea, roses, grasses, boxwood, lavender, and much more are filling the garden center weekly. Rock, boulders, planter pots, and now top and garden soil plus organic compost. Open 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday and on Sunday by appointment. Call us today at 575-396-7464. Rio Grace Landscaping, your ultimate service garden center and landscape professionals.
This is Senator Stephen McCutcheon. My family's been ranching in southeast New Mexico for a long time. We've learned the value of faith, hard work, and honesty. I knew this campaign would be tough, but I never thought my wife and children would be attacked and my character questioned. My opponent, Larry Scott, is shamefully accusing me of stealing water. In reality, I published that water notice publicly and have nothing to hide. Larry simply can't defend his record and trying to draw attention away from that fact. He consistently votes against our values, raising taxes 8 times, implementing critical race theory, and a 10-year record of open border policies. Just like I learned on the ranch, character is taking responsibility for your actions. Larry, it's time to face the music. We cannot defend our children, jobs, and way of life with behavior like this. To you, the voters, I've never lied to you, and I never will, period. Join me, Conservative Senator Stephen McCutcheon, in defending our way of life. Paid for by Stephen McCutcheon for Senate.
Be in the Breakfast Club, harassing the world courtesy of a bad childhood.
Take the children and get them out of here.
Call or text now, 877-396-W105 to talk to Be in the Breakfast Club.
What I say is what I say.
This just in, we've just received brand new super true terms for the upcoming Biden-Trump debates that both candidates have agreed on.
It seems there will be multiple breaks built into the broadcast.
Jack, Diane, sources are saying there will be 4 5-minute potty breaks scheduled. Plus, each candidate will have one 15-minute break built in for extended bathroom visits and adequate time for proper clothing and or diaper changes.
Well, no one wants to get caught with their dockers down.
Is it true there will be unlimited cookies and juice boxes?
Correct, Diane. Blood sugar level seems to be a concern for both candidates. Both sides also want to make sure candidates aren't penalized for uncontrollable flatulence, mid-sentence naps, or subconscious, quote, get off my lawn rants.
Should be a real barn burner. More after this.
By the way, and it's also going to be at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, they got to make sure they can go get the early bird special.
And I will say this, Trump is probably got more stamina than most 30-year-olds. I mean, the guy is all over the place.
He is.
Yeah. He's got a rally coming up tomorrow and the Bronx.
I think this is actually a benefit to him just for those things, because it gives him a reason to actually be in New York.
Yeah. And you know what? The voters in America see what's going on. Voters talking about the price of everything, the price that the economy is not good. Here's some voters that they spoke to yesterday in Georgia.
God, everything is high, everything. It's totally different than it was 4 years ago. It's a lot, everything's more expensive, and it's only getting worse.
We're always talking about finances. I think any married couple will tell you that finances is like the number one conversation.
Even when you go to fast food, who wants to pay $20 for a meal? And that $20, you can actually go to a store and buy maybe 3 days worth of food for that. The inflation really hurt the way the economy is going right now with food costs.
He's right.
Not happy. Not happy at all. Craziness. Blake, we got a situation in southeast New Mexico.
We do.
And, these guys do so much to get our vets to their doctor's appointments and stuff. The Southeast New Mexico Vet Transport.
Yes.
And they need drivers. They need board members.
They do. They are on the verge of closing and not being able to help our veterans get to their medical appointments and stuff like that. And
if you're retired and have time on your hands, and I'm not advocating that for you, Tom. I'm not advocating that for you. I mean,
we want the veterans to get there safely.
Get them there.
And not take them 20 hours to get to Lubbock.
And this is all over southeast New Mexico.
It is.
Like they're down to just like a couple of drivers. For all of southeast New Mexico.
Volunteer your time. Here's a great idea. Business owners.
Yep.
If you can spare somebody 3 hours, 4 hours a week.
Yep.
That would be a perfect deal where you're actually, and you could write it off on your taxes at the same time. I'm not an accountant, but I am creative with stuff like that.
And
I think you could probably write that off.
Yeah, and part of that too is they're run completely by volunteers, completely by donations, and they do so much for our veterans.
Yeah, so they need your help. If you can volunteer, please get in touch with them.
Let me give you a phone number. 575-622-0729. That's 575-622-0729. If you can help in any way. Because if this resource goes away, our veterans hurt more.
It's so sad because who should be taking care of this? Our government.
Should be.
I mean, we can fly illegal aliens all over this country, but we can't fund our veterans getting to doctor's appointments.
Yeah, it's really, really sad. And,
it is.
And all
but
of
these guys need your help. So if
really
you can give, please give to them and get involved. Judge performed, make that a new report, says the number of older adults hospitalized for cannabis poisoning has tripled in Canada. I have never heard of somebody going to the hospital for cannabis poison. I bet it has to be edibles. I bet they got the Willie Nelson cookbook and they just ate too much. That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, if Russ Black was in the studio, he'd let you know about it. He would. Yeah. Jennifer Gardner and Ben Affleck's daughter, Violet, graduated from high school this past week. And Caitlin Clark has signed a multi-year partnership with Wilson, becoming the first athlete to do so since Michael Jordan in the 1980s. And she is not having a good time.
Well, she's off a little slow, but that's okay.
But you still believe she could play in the NFL, right? Don't sell her short, Tom.
I would have. I would have drafted her.
No, you wouldn't.
Number one.
Yeah,
you're a misogynist. No, you would not have.
Her and Brony James.
Oh.
Both of them. Put them on the same team. Heck yeah. Donald Trump ripping Joe Biden apart for releasing more of our gas reserves. He said, first of all, he's unable to drill properly. Former President Donald Trump ripping Joe Biden after selling off more of our gas reserves, our oil reserves, just to try to keep the price of gas down. See, this is what this is all about. Student loans.
Yep.
Paying off student loans. It's political. It's political. Lowering the price of gas. It's political.
Yeah.
He's the one that raised the price of gas by things that he did.
If it wasn't a political year, it wasn't an election year, he wouldn't care.
No. I mean,
but the
Joe
writing
Biden
is on the wall.
Suspended oil and gas leases in ANWR and in New Mexico, canceled Keystone Pipeline, restricted domestic energy production, block exports of liquid natural gas, and now pure political. He is not a fan of natural gas, of the oil and gas industry. But this is nothing but political. Nothing. And it's a terrible time to sell off our reserves again. I wonder if he's selling it off to China again. That's who we sold it to last time.
Probably.
Got a buyer in China.
Yeah, our enemy.
Yeah.
Why are we fueling our enemy?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. 27 top Republican prosecutors have filed a brief at the Supreme Court asking to take up the case brought by Mexico's government seeking to hold gun manufacturers in America responsible for gun violence by the cartels. Yeah, let's bring that to the Supreme Court. I mean,
look, they're criminals. They do bad things.
Yeah, and they're going to get guns no matter where they get them from.
And they've proven if they don't have guns, they will use machetes to do bad things and bombs to do bad things.
They'll hang people off a bridge. It's not like that's never happened. No. Mexico State Police investigating a murder. They say on May 14th, they were executing a search warrant of 41-year-old Christopher Serrano. And Serrano was wanted for greater bodily harm by strangulation and criminal sexual contact. And when they arrived at the home, they found the man who was dying, lying face down from trauma to his body. The man was identified as Serrano. This happened in Chamayo, New Mexico. State police is currently investigating what happened to this guy. Feds are investigating where did Matthew Perry get that ketamine. And they want to know where it came from. See, if the feds would prosecute more people, the drug dealers should be prosecuted and charged with murder when somebody dies at the hands of their drugs.
I believe that.
So the DEA and local police are probing to find out where did he get it from. There have been a handful of cases like that they've actually prosecuted the drug dealers. It's happened just a couple times. All right, we're going to talk about.
That's what we need to do. I mean, there are steps that are common sense steps to stop crime. And the number one way you stop crime is you prosecute criminals, whether they're drug dealers or murderers or shoplifters or whatever. You prosecute them. That makes your crime rate goes down.
If somebody dies from their drugs,
that makes the crime rate go down.
Yeah. We're going to talk about the highest paid CEOs in America. One on the list I wasn't that surprised about, Blackstone. I'll get to that coming up next. Text line coming up in just a second. Morning show being brought to you by David Trujillo, running as a Republican for County Commissioner, District 1 in Lee County. David is a veteran, 15 years service to the country. He is also a OSHA instructor and safety supervisor and has been for the past 17 years, working hand in hand with the men and women in the Permian Basin. Supports the oil and gas industry. 20-plus years he has worked as a city commissioner, mayor or mayor pro tem in Lovington. And so he's got the experience working in a municipality, understanding the budgets of a municipality, also understanding that you've got to go get that money. Got to go get that money from the state. It's our money. You need that capital money. You need that capital improvement money. David secured a lot of money through the years, including that $21 million road construction project on Main Street in Lovington. David needs your vote. Find out more information, David Trujillo on Facebook. Message paid for by David Trujillo. Tom, it's all yours. It's 8:24.
John from Eunice is chiming in. Guys, don't forget they just put that dune sagebrush lizard on the endangered species list. That's not going to help the oil field either. And yet KJP will stand behind that little podium and tell the American people that Biden's administration has done nothing to harm or restrict oil production. That's more bull butter. That's John from Eunice this morning. Hey, Tom, I like your avocado shirt that I got on this morning.
Yeah, where'd you get that?
I got it in San Diego last year.
Yeah, looks good.
Nice shirt, huh?
Yeah, I like it.
What is that, like a 4X?
The 5X.
A 5X?
Yeah. Well, I was big then. I'm not big no more. Hey, guys. What?
You have hovered around 279 for the past 5 years.
I am 277. No, 271.
It was 271.8 yesterday, so 272.
272. I haven't been that light since Ruidoso days.
Oh, I mean, I've been trying to lose weight for 3 years now. I've been on this diet, and it finally came true. Well, I'm going to be honest. That would be 272. So, Tom, 279 minus 272.
So that's what, 10 pounds?
Yeah, 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Yes.
We got a phone call, B. Good morning. You are on B in the Breakfast Club.
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello.
Morning.
Hello, I was calling for the Tradio.
Oh, you got to wait until 9:30 for that one.
Okay.
Is this Howard Stern?
No, I got rid of him already.
And all I have to say is Mexico needs to stop acting like they don't get their guns by the U.S. CIA. The CIA is the most corrupt agency in the world. That ain't no crap either, says.
It says no cap.
No cap. I'm sorry.
That's current slang, Tom. I know that you don't know the young people slang, but no cap means the same thing as
look,
like
the
no
CIA has done a lot of terrible things.
Yep.
But Mexico has their own way. I mean, look, the cartels flood the borders with drugs. You don't think they have a way of getting a hold of their own guns?
Yeah.
And you know what? Maybe Mexico wouldn't have a cartel problem if they had more guns. and people to protect themselves from the cartel.
Or
just throw it out there.
If they just weren't so corrupt.
Or have a hero like Zorro.
Yes.
Yes, Zorro. Yes, that is much needed. Highest paid CEOs in America. Broadcom. Hock Tan. Hock makes $161.8 million annually.
Whoa.
Lakeisha Arona. Palo Alto Networks. $151 million annually. Steven Schwarzman. Steven makes $119 million a year. Works for Blackstone.
Mm-hmm.
Charter Communication, the cable company. Christopher Winfrey makes $89.1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Will Lansing from Fair Isaac makes $66 million.
That's your FICO credit score for those who don't know.
By the way, Apple, Tim Cook makes $63.2 million.
Hey,
that puts it in perspective that Apple CEO makes a third of what Broadcom's CEO makes.
Yep.
Netflix CEO, how much do you think he makes?
$40 million.
$49 million.
Neighborhood.
And Book Holdings makes $46 million. I have no idea what that is.
The guy from Microsoft makes about that much too. Right around there.
Yeah. Warner Brothers and Discovery, David Zaslav makes $49.7 million. Wow. Somebody's making egg. I mean, what the hell is Broadcom anyway?
Don't know.
Well, I'm guessing it's some kind of broadcast company.
Semiconductor.
Oh, is that what it is?
Semiconductor manufacturer. America's multinational semiconductor company. Wow.
What does Bob Iger down at Disney make?
Ain't making that much no more.
I bet it's still around 30-something million.
Yeah, he's not on the top 10, so I don't see him. But Hock Tan, $161 million.
Chip maker.
Unbelievable. Wow. Life expectancy is up. Life expectancy. By 2050, they say life expectancy will be about 80 years of age.
Good. Okay. I'm okay with that.
I just don't know if I have enough money to make it to 80. But look, my mother's 88, and she's still around. Now we'll figure it out. Right, Tom? That's the way we do it, damn it. We retire and figure it out later on the fly. German automaker BMW and Volkswagen have both been accused by a congressional investigation of using components tied to slave labor in China. Yeah. What's that other word they use for slave labor? Forced labor. It sounds so much nicer, doesn't it? Forced labor.
Right.
What's the group that they've enslaved in China to do the work, Tom?
The kiddo.
The children.
The dittos?
The kiddos.
The children.
The children. And the Wiggers.
That is called that, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm always very, kind of apprehensive to say their name.
Yes, because you have to be very clear.
Yes. All right, 877-396-W105. Boom of the day this morning being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics, medical professionals on staff. Get in there and talk to them. If you are living in pain, look, I get it. The older you get, the more pain comes about. I get it. I live it every day. But they offer things that can help you live with pain. I got a couple more months before I go back to the States. I will be in there getting the ozone therapy in my back and in my knees. I guarantee you. And a lot of people don't know about the ozone therapy. It works. When they inject you with the ozone, which is a gas, they inject you with it. I'm not going to lie to you. It burns. It burns. But by the time you walk out of there, boy, it just doesn't hurt that much anymore. Especially for my back. Helps with the knees, but the back, it's like instant. Everybody that I've ever directed over there for ozone therapy said it's amazing. They also do stem cell therapy, and they have the cryo chamber in the back. Go try it out. My sister-in-law just got finished getting the steroid injections. I will never have another steroid injection for the rest of my life. They're dangerous. They can shut down your kidneys. No, thank you. Ozone is much safer, and it actually works. So if you're living in pain, go talk to them at Desert Functional. If you're having other issues, let them do a deep dive into your blood work and let them pull all that paperwork and go, okay, I see what's going on. It could be your hormones are out of whack. It could also be something else. If you've been thinking about testosterone, go talk to them about testosterone replacement therapy. Talk to them about hormonal optimization. Ladies, if you're going through menopause and you need some help, spend 5 minutes in that place and you will understand how they can help with your hormones. 3900 North Lovington Highway in Hobbs. Visit them today. Desert Functional. Follow them on Facebook or thedesertfma.com for more information. Proud sponsor of the Boob of the Day.
So on Monday, a brand new DMV opened in Lincoln, Nebraska. And it didn't take long for sheer chaos to break out and wait times to add up. So a few hours after the place officially opened, a 34-year-old man named Joseph Schrader walked in with some fish and carrots. Yeah, where could this go wrong, right? He shouted, "Something fishy is going on." And then he threw fish and carrots everywhere. Now, why did he have carrots? I don't know. Anyway, it's unclear how much fish and how much carrots he had, but it must have been a lot. Because officials say he caused around $9,000 in damages to the brand new DMV. Now, most of that damage was to the carpet and the ceiling. Yeah, crazy. Joseph was arrested for, quote, criminal mischief. He didn't say what was so fishy, although it's possible he wasn't mentally stable at the time that he did that. You think? And for throwing fish and carrots, it would have been cool if he would have like bread. So fish and loaves, right? You are the Boob of the Day.
Boob of the Day being brought to you by our buddies at Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics. Good news of the day still to come. We got a lot of things to get to. When we come back, we're going to talk about parents of a middle school student in California calling for the principal to be fired after he discriminated against their son because their son is patriotic. We'll talk about that coming up in just a second. Tom on the text quickly.
All right, this question's for you, B. Will you be back in the USA for the Eddy County Fair? Ask the question.
Eddy County, I do believe. Eddy County, I will be there. Lee County, I will not be this year. My first missing of Lee County, and God knows forever.
Yeah.
And Kevin, when we come back, I'm going to have Will be on with us because he has some stuff that he wants to talk about.
All right, cool. We'll do that in just a second. All right, let's get updated with the weather being brought to you by North Star Laundry. One stop shop for all your laundry needs. Find out more information by stopping in. There are 3 locations: 609 West Lee Street in Carlsbad, 604 West Church in Carlsbad, and 406 West Cedar in Loving. Look, they can wash, dry, and fold your clothes. They can start your clothes up, dry clean them. They can take care of all of your clothes. Just drop them off and then pick them up. Now, if you want to take care of all your clothes yourself, not a problem. They have coin-operated machines, and they're open 7 days a week. Stop and see them. North Star Laundry, Carlsbad, and in Loving. We're coming right back. Be on the Breakfast Club, giving you a chance to qualify for the cash. We'll check the weather up next, W105.
Call now. Thank you for calling.
America's Supply and Hobbs presents the Cash Blowout Contest on W105. This is the
Call now. Call now.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. The sound of sirens, and then around towns like Greenfield, Iowa.
It got really, really loud.
Violent tornadoes snapped trees, wiped out homes, leaving several people dead south of Des Moines. Governor Kim Reynolds with a disaster declaration for 15 counties. President Biden with a couple more election year giveaways, another $7.7 billion student debt wipeout for 160,000 borrowers, and releasing 1 million barrels of Northeast Reserve gas supplies to bring down summer prices, even though AAA says gas prices have dropped 6 cents from a month ago. And the fleet has come in, the parade of ships through New York Harbor, docking in New York for Memorial Day Fleet Week, this year's theme, celebrating those who serve. America is listening to Fox News.
This is Senator Stephen McCutcheon. My family's been ranching in southeast New Mexico for a long time. We've learned the value of faith, hard work, and honesty. I knew this campaign would be tough, but I never thought my wife and children would be attacked and my character questioned. My opponent, Larry Scott, is shamefully accusing me of stealing water. In reality, I published that water notice publicly and have nothing to hide. Larry simply can't defend his record and trying to draw attention away from that fact. He consistently votes against our values, raising taxes 8 times, implementing critical race theory, and a 10-year record of open border policies. Just like I learned on the ranch, character is taking responsibility for your actions. Larry, it's time to face the music. We cannot defend our children, jobs, and way of life with behavior like this. To you, the voters, I've never lied to you, and I never will, period. Join me, conservative Senator Stephen McCutcheon, in defending our way of life. Paid for by Stephen McCutcheon for Senate.
Memorial Day sale now at National Furniture Liquidators. Huge markdowns throughout the entire store, plus great financing options regardless of your credit. A memory foam queen mattress with adjustable base, just $6.99. A stylish 5-piece queen bedroom, just $7.88 plus free chest. Buy any sofa, get the matching love seat free. Huge 7-piece counter height dining set, just $9.99. Memorial Day savings now at National Furniture Liquidators. When it comes to value, quality, and selection,
nobody beats Shorty.
There is no excuse for not calling 811 before you start your digging project. The call and service are free, and the process is simple. Mark the area where you plan to dig with white paint or white flags. Available at most home shopping centers or hardware stores. Then call 811 2 business days before you start digging. Utility companies will arrive and mark any utilities in or near your digging area. For more information, visit nm811.org. A friendly reminder sponsored by your community partner, Zia Natural Gas Company.
This is Deanne Kimbrough, and I'm running for Lee County Commissioner, District 1. Early voting has already started, and it's important that you get out and vote in the primaries, as this race will be decided there. I'm a lifelong Republican and everything that stands for, and I'm asking for your vote, Deanne Kimbrough, Lee County Commissioner, District 1.
Paid for by the committee to elect Deanne Kimbrough, Junior Hernandez, Treasurer.
If you, your business, or your organization is needing a venue or facility to host a meeting, convention, party, or other special event, don't cram everyone into your tiny little office. Call the Lee County Event Center. You don't have to fill up the main floor. The Event Center has many other smaller rooms that are perfect for meetings, seminars, parties, and other special events. The Lee County Event Center, seating for 25 or 2,500. 5101 North Lovington Highway in Hobbs. Call 575-391-2100 or visit LeeCountyEvents.com.
Hello, everyone. I'm State Representative Catherine Brown. I serve Carlsbad, Otis, Loving, Malaga, Jal, and Eunice in the State House of Representatives. I'm running for re-election, and I'm asking for your support once again. I'm on the front lines in Santa Fe fighting hard for families, schools, and businesses. I vigorously defend constitutional rights, including the right to keep and bear arms. I strongly support local industries such as oil and gas, potash, nuclear, ranching, and agriculture. Please vote for me, Catherine Brown, on June 4th.
Paid for by committee to re-elect Catherine Brown. David Fritchie, Treasurer.
Cavern Fest returns to downtown Carlsbad on Friday, June 7th and Saturday, June 8th. This free, family-friendly street festival has fun for the entire family to enjoy.
from live music, activities, food trucks, vendors, and so much more. Visit our event website, www.cavernfest.com, for more details. Thank you to our sponsors, Chevron, XTO, ConocoPhillips, CNB Bank, and many more. Paid for by the City of Carlsbad Lodgers Tax.
She's like Texas, and she likes me.
Looking for oil field, industrial, and safety supplies? Go to America Supply. Need cleaning supplies? America Supply has that too. How about restaurant and food truck supplies? Are you beginning to see a trend here? America Supply carries everything from H2S and quad monitors, fire extinguishers and first aid kits, to safety glasses, vests, FR clothing, fall protection, and gloves of all types. They have your slings and whip checks, your lift straps and cam locks, your adapters, pipe fittings, and threaders. They have many name brands like Lockout, Tagout, Pelican, Milwaukee, Rigid, and so many more. Visit America Supply to find exactly what you're looking for, and then some. 502 North Grimes and Hobbs under the Big American Eagle, or call 575-393-3383.
In the race for state senate, after all the political noise, there is one issue that matters most to voters. Every job in our area depends on the survival of the oil and gas industry. Which candidate will best protect our oil and gas jobs? That's easy. It's Larry Scott. He's been in the oil and gas business for over 40 years. He fought for our industry, for our jobs, and for us in Santa Fe. He stands up to progressives who hate oil and gas and who want to kill our vital industry. Make no mistake, progressives have vowed to outlaw oil and gas. That's why we must vote for Larry Scott for state senate. Ask anyone who knows this business and they will tell you they're supporting Larry Scott. His opponent, Steve McCutcheon, lacks the ability and knowledge to defend this important industry. Southeast New Mexico loses if Steve McCutcheon represents us in the Senate. That's why we need Larry Scott. Vote for oil and gas. Vote for our jobs. Vote for Larry Scott.
This ad paid for by the committee to elect Larry R. Scott, New Mexico State Senate District 42.
Call now or text 877-396-W105 to talk to B in the Breakfast Club.
Call me Elf one more time.
If you're in a car with a liberal who doesn't want to listen to B in the Breakfast Club, make him get up and walk. Anyway, you're helping to save the environment.
Yeah, they probably needed the exercise. 8:44 morning show this morning being brought to you by our brand new sponsor to the show, Cold Brew Coffee Company. Find them today. Hey, here's a great idea. Go in the Cold Brew Coffee, get your coffee, and then go right into 2A Tactical. I think it's a awesome plan. But if you need to get caffeinated and get fueled up, Cold Brew Coffee Company is the place to go. And they are the only true cold brew coffee in the area. They have amazing coffee. If you want to kickstart your day, they also have the Red Bull drinks. Yeah, if you're having some issues in the afternoon, staying awake, Tom, not that you could relate, right. They've got the Red Bull drinks ready to go to refresh you and get you going again. They also have mouth-watering food and snack options, hearty lunches, and they've got lots and lots more. Swing by Cold Brew Coffee Company today. You can find them 236 East Navajo, Suite 1100. They're right next to 2A Tactical and right across the street from Tractor Supplies. Check them out in Hobbs today and enjoy the coffee and the bites. Brand new sponsor to be in the Breakfast Club. Please go in and do business with them. 8:45. Will Rooney is on with us this morning. How are you doing, Will?
Good, guys. What's going on?
Good morning.
Oh, we're
we've got an announcement. If we have a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we submitted for several New Mexico Broadcasters Association awards this year, and the list just came out this morning. And we've been the proud recipient of several in the past, and again we won 6 this year.
Wow,
awesome!
So I was going to go through the list real quick if you guys have a sec.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Curtis McKinney won for best 60-second commercial.
Wow.
Let's see here. Jim Miller got MTD Radio News, complete newscast station, as well as newscaster. So he got both of those for news. We got The Ride with Russ, DJ Air Personality of the Year, Russ Black, the winner.
We also
Russ is multiple year. That's back-to-back years for Russ. Talk show or interview. Be in the Breakfast Club with Casey and Mike, Blake Ovard.
Oh,
So,
all right.
Awesome.
Congratulations, Blake, on that one. And so I know that we got specialty show, which again cranked up Country Nights with Curtis McKinney and Brad Hennington. So congratulations to them. They both that's their second year in a row as well.
Wow.
So we and honestly, I think we could have won more, but I was slacking this year and I didn't submit some of the ones I always submit.
Right.
Like our I know we could have won for social media integration.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't submit it. We could have won for website. I didn't submit it. So a lot of these are, my bad for not actually taking the time to put the submission together. I did it last minute. I think this could have been the year we dominated, but that's okay. 6 is I'm not complaining for 6.
6 is good. 6 is good. So, and next year we will enter for being the Breakfast Club. I dropped the ball.
Well, and that's okay. We'll do, and the morning show went again to the Alamogordo station, so it wasn't even in our market.
Right.
And but they do great work over there. I'll give them that. And they won for social media integration, which is one of the ones that I didn't submit for. They won several that we normally get, and so. But congratulations to those guys over in Alamo. They're not in our market, so they have a great station. I used to work for those guys at that station years ago. So.
Yeah, congratulations.
Well, Blake, congratulations. You can put a 72 print on your headline tomorrow.
No.
W105 wins multi award.
I don't toot my own horn, but I will have the thing in there.
But congratulations to all y'all for doing a great job and getting all those awards. So,
thank you.
There you go. Thank you, Will Rooney.
Of course, guys.
Yeah.
Thank y'all.
And we got a lot of stuff still to get to this morning. There is a lot of stuff. Tom, did you see the story out of Odessa? Student found with a BB gun in the trunk of his car on campus.
No, is that at a high? No.
Yeah, well, that was at Odessa High School, according to Exeter County Sheriff.
A student
had
usually means
a BB gun, a long black BB gun. His parents were called. Officers found the car. The parents had described and were able to locate. So I guess what happened, the parents called the school. They received a call after a parent had seen the student at the high school with a BB gun. So another parent had seen the student. He was in the 9th grade, the kid. And officers approached student. Student attempted to run from police. Later discovered the student did not have the gun in his possession, but it was in the trunk of the car. He's been charged with evading arrest and class A misdemeanor. 9th grader.
So evading arrest is a class A misdemeanor?
Yeah, that's
wow.
what it says.
Go Texas.
He has been arrested. Former ABC president who allegedly was conned out of millions of dollars by squatters blasted California for their crazy laws. The former top television executive warning others about the California squatters laws, saying he lost millions of dollars in rent and in property damage because squatters just take over homes. And his mission is to let everybody know he had rented out a Santa Monica mansion for $12 million, but squatters were already in the mansion, and he couldn't get them out. How would that would burn your britches, I bet. I'm telling you, sound of racking a shotgun works every time. It does. People don't believe me, but it works every time. Just a racking of the shotgun. Yeah. Caitlin Clark doing something that no man or woman has ever done, Tom.
What'd she do this time?
Well, one man has done it.
Oh.
Any idea?
Contract?
Lose
contract?
the first games? I don't know.
Yeah, they're 0-4. They're 0-4.
Yeah.
Not good. I don't know if you saw her at the press conference. She was none too happy.
Well, she's a competitor, man. You don't like to lose.
Well, and that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing.
Right.
But she's playing at a completely different she's playing with grown women. And Brittany Griner.
Right.
And Brittany Griner.
So what did she do that no one else did? It's not her shoe deal with Nike, right?
No, she's now spokesperson for Wilson. Now Wilson does not make
shoes, basketball
shoes, but they make basketballs and other balls. And I think they gave her the volleyball, and that she'll call Wilson. Right. I think that was on a movie also. Yeah. Michael McDonald from the Doobie Brothers. That is book that just came out.
She'll just take that ball and cast it away.
Yeah.
What about Michael McDonald?
Michael McDonald. Who was he with, Tom?
He was with the Doobie Brothers.
Who else?
Oh, Tom's one. Oh, whoa. Yeah, what do you think
another big
his
group
book
too
called?
And he also with Patti LaBelle.
Steely Dan.
Yeah, but he did do a song with Patti LaBelle back in the day.
He did.
Do.
So what is this book called? I know what it is. Tom, do you know what it is? What a Fool Believes.
Oh, What a Fool Believes.
Yeah. So lots of stories about his rock and roll life, including the time 27 years ago when he was thrown out of his wife's recovery group meeting because he was drunk.
That'll do it to you.
Yeah. By the way, he's been sober ever since. 27 years sober. After embarrassing his wife.
Wow.
That was it.
Wow.
Does that go hand in hand with the rock and roll drinking, drugs, though? I would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. I could see that. Harry and Meghan's 6th anniversary is Sunday. And some people said it wouldn't last. See? Some people said. And King Charles is now estimated to be wealthier than his mom was. What do you think the king's wealth is worth?
I'm going to say 80 million.
770 million. Tom, you were just a tad bit off. I mean, not much.
You were a bit outside.
Yeah, I mean, just a tad bit off. Albuquerque police filed additional charges against a suspect following the officer-involved shooting. Albuquerque Police Department filed those additional charges against a suspect that pointed a gun at an officer during a foot pursuit on Thursday of last week. The Albuquerque Police Department said that the officer approached the suspect and identified as Joey White on the sidewalk right there in downtown on Central. Drugs fell out of the man's pocket, and then he fled. Officer gave chase. He pointed a BB gun at the officer. Where could that go wrong? Officer reacted by firing his handgun. But White was not injured, police said. On Friday, they found the 9mm handgun under a old washing machine, and the firearm was loaded, determined to be stolen. And White is a convicted felon. How did he get a gun?
Well, he obviously didn't get the memo from the governor.
I'm just trying to figure out how he got the gun. He's been charged with possession of of drugs and pointing a weapon at a police officer. Yeah, he wasn't charged with the BB gun, but he also had another gun, what was the 9mm gun. Yeah. The bodies of 4 men and 2 women were found strangled and dumped in a pile in Mexico's Pacific Coast Resort in Acapulco. The bodies were found late Monday. They believe this has something to do with the drug cartels that are battling for turf again. Go ahead and sue America for those guns.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure, yeah. All right, 877-396-W105. Tom on the text up next. Morning show being brought to you by Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply. 1105 East 2nd in Roswell. Homegrown and proud of it. They've got all your Western wear, work gear, certified Purina dealer, all the feed for all your animals. And if you're living on a farm or ranch, they've got all the supplies that you'll ever need. 1105 East 2nd and Roswell online at roswelllivestock.com. Tom?
All right, so I had to step out for a second just for the last part of the reel talking about the awards. Congratulations, guys, everybody who won. But you, Tom, you dummy of the year, if you didn't work in, we would all vote laugh out loud. You know we love you, Tom. Ain't no show without you, and you make us feel very smart, says the texter. Well, I'm at 43 and holding, so, I'm retired now.
Yes, you are.
I think me, and I don't know if it's 43, but me and Will should get half those awards because we actually did the work and put together the entries.
Well, sure, because that's what you do.
It's not what we do. We didn't do it for nobody else.
This is what you do.
We did it for the big baby.
But whatever.
Yeah.
And how the heck did Tom not win anything? Well, I could have made something up. I probably would have won, too. I mean, a fake news.
And, Will reminded me it was like on a Thursday, and it was due on Friday. And to put that together, it's a task.
Right.
So I told him we'll just catch it next year. Anyway, here's the deal. Most of the time, these judges do not like the content of being the Breakfast
Exactly
Club.
right about that.
They do not like the content.
Well, I'm happy I could move us past that.
So they don't like they don't like conservative values.
Mm-mm.
See, the judges most of the time are from other states. Oregon,
we get hosed.
Washington State. Yeah.
And Buddy is chiming in and says Joe Biden is on Epstein Island waiting on the 4th of July parade. Says the text. And guys,
Buddy. You said Buddy said it.
Buddy said it this morning. By the way, I think his neck is doing better. He had an accident now. No, had surgery a while back, and so he's going back to work, he said. And hey, guys, Carnival Fest is June 7th through 8th. You should join the free live music and a variety of food trucks. Lots of fun for all.
Turn your phone off, Tom. Oh, good Lord.
It went on my side. I didn't touch it.
You talked, and you said something that triggered Siri.
Yeah, whatever.
Just turn that thing off on the side.
Well, thank God it wasn't something else that triggered her. Let's make a movie. Parents of a parents of a California middle school student.
He can get the all-time leading NFL rusher to star.
Yes.
You know who that is, right, Tom? That's Emmitt Smith.
Yeah. Wait. That was Emmitt Smith, I think. Parents of a California high school student are calling on their son's principal to be fired after they say he discriminated against his beliefs. St. Bonaventure Catholic School student Jimmy Hayward was running for commissioner of school spirit and patriotism and was completely humiliated after the principal, Mary Flock, barred him from giving a speech at the school for the election rally, his parents say. Hayward's mother, Hattie Ruggles, claims her son was told to remove all parts about patriotism from his campaign speech, or he would not be allowed to deliver it before the school assembly. In the speech, the student talked about the importance of showing respect to veterans during the national anthem or when reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. By the way, the kid stood up to the teacher and said he was not going to take the parts that were patriotic out of his speech. Would not take that part out.
Good for him.
So they did not let him read his. And, of course, he did not win.
No.
Now,
if it would have been on the left, they would have let him.
Well, I mean, you know what's kind of crazy? He's running for commissioner of school spirit and patriotism. That's what he was running for. So they skipped Jimmy. So now the parent wants the teacher or the principal fired. Pictures posted of the to the parent's social media account show the student wearing red and white hat that said, "Make America Great Again," or "Make St. Bonaventure School Great Again." Oh, they didn't like that either, huh?
Oh, no.
Yeah, they want her fired. Or maybe a lawsuit could be coming. Wouldn't that be great? I mean, if we're going to talk about patriotism, shouldn't we talk about vets and the national anthem?
You would think.
I think we should. I mean, we should, shouldn't we?
I would
My
think
God,
so.
what's that with these people? Crazy. Don't touch your phone for 20 minutes after waking up, according to neuroscience scientists. Don't touch it for 20 minutes. I'm going to have to tell my wife that. They said because it can cause your brain to fog up and have forgetfulness throughout the day. Tom, do you touch your phone when you wake up?
Yeah, in the morning. Yes, sir.
Oh, that could be part of the problem.
In case I missed something.
I don't know if I believe all this hocus pocus BS. I mean, I wake up throughout the night. Sometimes I check my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's why I can't get back to sleep sometimes.
Yeah.
John Fetterman counters AOC's clapback about after saying Marjorie Taylor Greene catfight worse than Jerry Springer. I'll say it again.
I'm really starting to like John Fetterman.
Yeah, me too. I would put Marjorie Taylor Greene. I would take Marjorie Taylor Greene in a fight with Jasmine Crockett and AOC.
Yeah, I watched.
They could tag team just against Marjorie Taylor Greene.
I watched her little workout video there. She's
pumping.
Stout. Yeah.
She is stout. And
she's almost 50.
She's almost 50 years old.
Wow.
And she was slamming, was it 2 plates or 1 plate?
It was 1, so it would be 95 pounds. And she was slamming it.
Well, you got to weigh the bar, too.
Well, 45 pounds, and then the 2 25-pound weights.
Oh, I thought it was 45 pounds on each side.
Were 25.
Oh, okay.
But still, she was blowing and going.
Oh yeah, and she, she came about. She started working out when CrossFit came out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of her regime.
Mm-hmm.
Tom, you know about CrossFit, right?
Never heard of it.
What?
For some reason, I believe that. I believe.
Really? You really seriously never heard of CrossFit? Wow.
No, I take that back. One of the mayors in Roswell told me that they do CrossFit.
Was it Tim Jennings?
No.
And you just didn't listen, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I couldn't see him exercising.
She is built like a person who does CrossFit.
Yeah, I mean, she's built like a brick house. She is. All right, we're going to get you updated with the weather coming up. Tom and the text quickly. Morning show this morning being brought to you by WWRV, 3 RV parks in Carlsbad, 162 RV hookups, 30 and 50 amps available, all utilities included for one low price. And that does include your high-speed internet. They're pet-friendly, very well lit up. This is an RV park for working folks. 3 locations in Carlsbad, WWRV ×3.com, 988-0392. Tom, quickly to the text. We're going to take our break. Good news coming up.
All right, we started listening to 105 for Russ Black and Radio. Plus, he played a Kick ASS show. Give him credit where credit is due. And congratulations to Russ again, no doubt about it. Tom A. thinks CrossFit is wearing his ex-wife's panties.
Well, it was a Cross Your Heart bra.
Yeah.
That's what CrossFit is.
That's what it means, okay. And this other texter says he's making fun of me, but that's okay. Will didn't put in for the broadcast idiot sidekick. Tom would have been a shoo-in, says the texter. I would, yeah.
But maybe next year there'll be a character. That'll be one of the categories.
Maybe so.
Yeah, maybe.
And we got any connections on oil field pipe? 2 3/8 and 2 7/8 and 3/4.
Are you really reading this, Tom?
Yeah.
No. Stop.
Oh.
Just stop.
Is that what he said?
Keep going. To a different
one. Okay, go to a different one then. And who pays Tom's phone bill, says the text.
I don't know, but maybe he'll lose that phone coming up soon. Part-time. I mean, I don't know many part-timers that have company phones.
Well, I still got to get in touch with people, so yeah.
Well, you could do that and pay your own bill.
And Tom, if you're truly retired,
nobody pays my phone.
Yeah, and I got my phone.
I'm part-time.
Well,
my phone is my phone.
Yeah. Tom, if you're truly retired, you shouldn't be receiving any pay. You got to earn it first, says the texter. All right.
What are you talking about? He hasn't earned it in like 20 years. What are you talking about?
And there you go.
All right, let's get updated with news. KWMW Mildmore, 105.1 FM news this morning being brought to you by the best makeup mirror on the market, the Atlas Makeup Mirror, 575-631-3189. Call and talk to the local inventor, Rebecca Long. It is the best makeup mirror on the market. Everybody that sees this mirror, they go, wow, this is awesome. It comes with 3 different mirrors, times 1, times 5, times 10 magnification, LED lights, and it stays charged for a long, long time, weighs less than 4 pounds, comes in a traveling case. Looking for a wall mount mirror, they also have the Atlas Makeup Mirror wall mount mirror. Check it out today, atlasmakeupmirror.com. You can order right there from the website. We're coming right back. Let's qualify you for the cash. We're W105.
Call now. Thank you for calling.
America's Supply and Hobbs presents the Cash Blowout Contest on W105. 105.
Call now. Call now.
News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington. Getting the job done right every time since 2004.
Proudly serving most phases of the oil field process, Stone Oilfield Services has a fleet of over 60 trucks and a workforce of over 100 employees. From water transport to kill and vac truck operations, flowback services and pit filling to the clean out of rigs and tanks, as well as oiling and acidizing, Stone Oilfield believes in getting the job done right every time. Their central motto, do what you say you can do. Call them today at 575-396-1840. That's 396-1840.
MTD Radio News. I'm Joe Miller. Here's what's happening. Well, fire crews continue fighting the Moser fire reported near Cloudcroft on Monday, according to the U.S. Forest Service, as residents on Alpine Road, Hollywood Boulevard, Pine Ridge Loop Road, and Wildwood Loop Road were ordered to evacuate. As of Monday night into Tuesday, the fire burning over 145 acres. Firefighters from USFS, volunteer fire departments, and the BLM using ground machinery, air tankers, and helicopters to fight the blaze. The cause of the fire is still unknown. Highway 82 remained closed yesterday morning from the mile marker 17 to mile marker 21. Travelers were advised to use New Mexico State Road 244 as an alternate route. More than 2 years since a government-sparked wildfire took everything from victims in northern New Mexico. Hundreds of those victims say the federal government's still failing them. There are some things you can't put a price on. It was just a really beautiful piece of property, Toby Dolan explained as he walked around the empty lot where his home used to stand, saying both of our boys' bedrooms were over here. Our oldest son was in this corner, he pointed. Our younger son was in this corner. Dolan showed what is 3-generation family property in northern New Mexico near Mora. He said through the gap in the trees you could see Hermit's Peak really clearly. That's where it all started right there. Each year, U.S. Census Bureau compiles data on public employment. Latest numbers reveal New Mexico's government workers, on average, are paid below the U.S. average for state and local government employees. The data comes from state and local governments and covers month of March of 2023. During that month, New Mexico had over 41,000 full-time government employees who were paid an average of about $6,000 per month. That's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller. MTD Radio News.
Hello, this is former Senator Gay Kernan. In the race for state senate, I'm endorsing Representative Larry Scott and hope you'll support him too. I've been very disappointed by the negative and untruthful campaign run by Larry's opponent, Steve McCutcheon, as his campaign so far has not been based upon the facts. The truth is, Larry Scott is one of the most reliable, conservative votes in Santa Fe and is the single strongest voice for oil and gas in the entire New Mexico legislature. I'm also disappointed that our governor appointed McCutcheon to the Senate and in doing so has divided our southeast New Mexico community. Larry Scott was supported by the majority of our county commissioners who recognized Larry's strong conservative record and service to southeast New Mexico. Please do not believe the negative campaign against Larry Scott. Larry Scott has earned our trust.
Paid for by the committee to elect Larry R. Scott.
Yucca Blossom invites you to join them for Simply Summer. Saturday and Sunday, June 2nd and 3rd, over 50 arts and crafts vendors will be on hand with a huge array of items to select from. The event is free and will feature the Small Town Grill, Wild West Soda, and boutique trucks. Proceeds from the silent auction and your donations at the door will benefit local radio personality Will Rooney. Yucca Blossom Simply Summer, June 2nd and 3rd at the Walter Gerald Center in Carlsbad.
Paid for by the City of Carlsbad Lodgers Tax.
You're back! You're back! I have a gun! I will f***ing shoot you!
This is Anissa Tinnin. That's the 911 tape where you hear me shoot a 5-time repeat felon that broke into my home here in New Mexico and threatened me and my granddaughter. I was terrified, but what's also terrifying is that Governor Lujan Grisham is attacking our Second Amendment rights. The same Governor Lujan Grisham who handpicked Steve McCutcheon to fill a vacant state Senate seat. Later, McCutcheon told the Roswell newspaper on September 23rd that he was undecided on supporting a special session to impeach Grisham for signing away the gun rights of law-abiding citizens. McCutcheon relented only after all other Republicans had already agreed. That's why I support Larry Scott for state senate. Larry has a career-long A rating from the NRA after hundreds of pro-Second Amendment votes over 10 years. Send the governor a message that you're not undecided about gun rights. Vote Larry Scott for state senate because the next victim could be you.
Paid for by Our Values PAC.
If you need an aggressive, experienced personal injury attorney who is honest and true, you need to get the Gorilla.
So I'm 23 years old. I worked at a warehouse and I took an injury which caused the amputation of my right leg. I was approached by a specific firm and they turned my case down within 5 minutes. I was told to come visit the Gorilla Law Firm. And immediately they saw potential in my case. And I tell you what, Gorilla Law Firm had my back when no one else did. The Gorilla Law Firm made me a multi-millionaire. And if you're injured, you call the Gorilla Law Firm too.
The Gorilla Law Firm, 3130 North Grimes and Hobbs, or call 575-964-2720.
Cavern Fest returns to downtown Carlsbad on Friday, June 7th and Saturday, June 8th. This free family-friendly street festival has fun for the entire family to enjoy, from live music, activities, food trucks, vendors, and so much more. Visit our event website, www.cavernfest.com, for more details. Thank you to our sponsors, Chevron, XTO, ConocoPhillips, CNB Bank, and many more. Paid for by the City of Carlsbad Lodgers Tax.
She's like Texas, and she likes me.
What happened to Larry Scott?
What do you mean?
Larry's attacking his opponent over a water violation that resulted in no monetary fine, while Scott himself has over 10 state violations for his personal business.
That sounds hypocritical.
Right? And Larry's attacking others for receiving an appointment from Michelle Lujan Grisham. But he tried to get that same appointment from her and called himself a moderate in his job application to get it.
Wow. If the appointment was so bad, why did Larry apply for it?
There's more. Larry joined Michelle Lujan Grisham to give free health care to illegals, then said it was to keep rural hospitals open.
Yeah, right.
And he's voted to raise taxes 8 times, but in 10 years in Santa Fe has never even sponsored a bill on border security. But, of course, now that it's campaign season, he's talking tough on the border.
Seriously? What's happened to Larry?
After 10 years in Santa Fe, it's clear Larry has lost his way.
It's settled. I'm voting for Senator McCutcheon. Paid for by Stephen McCutcheon for Senate.
Be in the Breakfast Club with $1 million guarantee. At some point this morning, Tom A. will fall asleep.
It's time to wake up, wake up.
Call or text now, 877-396-W105 to talk to Be in the Breakfast Club.
And 16 minutes after 9, we are beyond the Breakfast Club. It looks like a group of consumers in Florida are suing the makers of Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, saying that the picture of the candy on the package does not match up the one that's in the wrapper. Really? Did you see that a college football coach is being sued?
Really?
Because one of his players lost his NIL deal. The University of Florida, Billy Napier being sued by a player for lost money.
That's
Sounds
crazy.
to me like you've opened up a huge can of worms.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got the all-time leading rusher in the NFL that wants to get paid for his time in college.
70-year-old Alaskan man who was attempting to take photos of 2 newborn moose calves was attacked and killed by the mother outside of Anchorage. Something tells me he'll never do that again. Oh, he was killed. Yeah, I guess he was. I'm not laughing at the guy dying. I'm just saying. All right, Tom, we played this earlier. I wanted to go by and see if I could find the complete cut. And Tom, you if you could translate for Joe Biden, because you speak mumble.
All
right. Act into law.
Wait, let me.
I handed the pen that I signed it with.
Hold on.
After I signed the PAC Act into law, I handed the pen that I signed it with as addition to the most responsible for the legislation. After I signed the PAC Act into law, I handed the pen that I signed it with as addition to the most responsible for the legislation.
Say what?
He handed the pen to somebody who was responsible for passing that legislation.
Wow. Overnight. Yeah, I think that's what he said. Overnight, Joe Biden just is at 7.7. How many zeros? 7.7. Is that billion? Another $7.7 billion in taxpayer money for student loan debts. Supreme Court said you can't do it. He's still doing it.
Yeah.
There has got to be some way that you hold him responsible.
Well, and he's bragging about doing it.
Yeah. Hey, look, Supreme Court said I couldn't do it, but I'm still doing it.
And then I signed the pack-a-lack-a-lack-a-back and to the wazoo.
Yeah, exactly. We got to have the pack-a-lack-a-lack-a-lacker. Yeah. And whoever that is. Looks like a man accused of kidnapping, sexually assaulting a woman in a white van in Angeles National Forest. Edward Eduardo Sabarina was a homeless, illegal migrant from Mexico. Kidnapped 2 women.
He was
and
an
sexually
illegal
assaulted.
alien. Let's correct that. He was an illegal alien.
No,
The newcomer.
As I'm reading it.
No, we're not doing that, Tom. We talked about that earlier.
Yes, he was a illegal alien in the United States, a homeless illegal alien. Charged with kidnapping 2 women and sexually assaulting them, has been charged with rape, and this happened in Los Angeles County. They don't know if to give him a medal or let him go. That's how bad things are in California. Both victims he assaulted at that national park. How long has he been in the country?
Any amount of time he's been here is too long.
Too long, exactly. By the way, they have the white Ford van, and they have him in custody. God bless. And Beaumont, Texas. Lots of petrochemical plants in Beaumont, Texas.
Yes.
Lots. And you remember in 2019 there was an explosion close to Beaumont.
Right.
They say near Houston. I mean, Beaumont is 50 minutes from Houston.
Yeah, depending on traffic.
But that whole area is petrochemical alley from once you get to San Jacinto all the way to Beaumont. I mean, lots of petrochemical plants.
And beyond over to Lake Charles.
Yeah, exactly. $30 million in fine. Petrochemical company fined $30 million for that explosion. And the Clean Air Act, they have agreed to pay more than $30 million. 2 explosions that injured a worker, and they had to evacuate thousands of people. TPC Group of Port Neches evacuated more than 50,000 people from that area. I'm just wondering, this is why a lot of these petrochemical plants are closing shop in America. This is why we have no refineries, new refineries in America, because of the liabilities.
Man.
And the fines that the government will put on them. When's the last time we've had a new refinery built in America?
Late 70s, I believe.
I think you're right.
I think it was before World War II.
I think Tom's closer on this one. I think it was in the 70s. Yeah.
So it's, either way, I mean, that's a long, long time.
Right, at least 50 years.
Been a while.
And why is that? And, you know, you think, look at New Mexico. We have wide open spaces. I'm just wondering, when was the last refinery?
But you have a governor who hates the oil and gas industry and everyone that works in it. She has total disdain for any New Mexican who works in the oil and gas industry.
Yeah, you're right about that.
But yet she'll take her money and fix her highways down there.
No, she won't fix the highways. She just takes the money.
Right. Well, that's too.
Yeah, I mean, look. I mean, she's in D.C. right now. She's got bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, she don't want to be here.
1976, last Marathon refinery built in 1976. That was the last one, and built in New Orleans.
Wow.
So Tom gets the.
Thank you.
Yeah. And why haven't we had any new refineries built? Environmental restrictions prevented new refineries from being built.
Yep.
That's why we have, no new refineries. They just shut them down. They don't build new ones.
And it's why they fight really hard to do things like putting the dune sagebrush lizard on the endangered species so that they can use that to try to shut down oil and gas operations.
That will definitely do it. All right, Tom on the text, 877-396-W105.
Ricky and Hobbs is chiming in. Says Tom is very proficient at speaking and translating Democrat. He says, Smoking Arizona is asking, when is the Supreme Court going to have Joe Biden arrested and thrown in jail? He's kind of curious about that.
It's not going to happen.
Just curious as how many illegals Tom is willing to take into his bus. I volunteered last year for the Haitian. They never did take me up on it. So there you go.
What?
Yeah. When they wanted to come over.
It's one thing to say that you'll do it. It's another thing to do it. Like most of the stuff.
Yeah. And John from Eunice, Tom is already lifting 100-plus pounds. He says
250. He said he could bench press 250.
Every morning when he lifts that big old head off his pillow, laugh out loud, says John this morning. Here you go, B.
I did bench today, and I didn't do 250, Tom.
Yeah.
And there is no way in hell that you could bench 250.
I would put my money on Marjorie Taylor Greene over Tom.
Oh, I would put my money on I'd put my money on Mandy benching more than you do, Tom.
Mandy, she's not that strong. Come on now.
She works out in the morning.
Can we put money on this? I'll put my money that Mandy will bench more than you bench.
Mandy, come on. Mandy. You're going to call her over here.
Will we get that bet?
Mandy cannot bench 250.
No, Mandy can't bench 250.
No, but she can do more than you.
She can bench more than you.
Now, can you bench 250?
Throw your headphones on real quick. That's not the question. So, Kevin, she's putting on the headphones. All right, go ahead, Kevin. Ask Mandy the question.
Wait, this isn't on.
It is.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Hi, Mandy. Tom said he could bench press 250.
Okay.
250 pounds.
And B said you could bench more than that.
Listen.
I say that you could bench more than Tom.
I probably could. I've been training for a couple of years.
Right.
So
I will put my money on Mandy.
I will too.
And so Tom, let's make this happen.
So you're feeling better now, Tom, right? You used being sick
Yeah,
as
I
an
mean,
excuse.
My stamina's not where it is right now. So
I've got a barbell
But you're
at
only
home.
going
I
to lift
can
one
load my
time,
weights
so
up.
your stamina doesn't have to be, you know.
No.
No, not necessarily. I mean, the muscles that you have in your chest, you're going to be able to push anything. So, I mean, you're pushing with your chest.
So you ready? You ready for the challenge?
All right, Blake, get it together and let's film it.
Okay,
So,
we'll do.
thank you, Mandy.
You're
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
God bless. All right, let's get to good news of the day being brought to you by our buddy Herschel Rust and Hayes, Avenue D in Lovington, 575-396-0513. Home Auto Life Insurance, Commercial Insurance. Herschel Rust and Hayes, proud sponsor of the good news of the day.
So it's very expensive to have kids in America, but Tennessee is offering some relief. And no doubt they probably got inspired by President Biden. Tennessee's Medicaid program, will start covering 100 diapers a month for newborns, infants, 1-year-olds, and presidents of the United States. According to the National Diaper Bank Network, 92% of families receiving diapers are Tennessee. They are working and are still unable to afford them. So Tennessee is the first state to actually help families with free diapers. And I made up the thing about the president. Twin brothers in Texas became obsessed with SeaWorld San Antonio when they were little kids. They visited every Sunday with their parents. Man, how much did that cost? And attended the week-long summer camps that were offered there. But now the twins are 23 and they're out of college, and they both have their dream job. They are both working full-time at SeaWorld as senior zoological specialists. That's kind of cool. And finally, a man was traumatized after losing his dog in the outback. You know, in Australia, Tom, not the restaurant. A helicopter pilot who works as a cattle herder agreed to help, but said locating the dog would be like finding a needle in the haystack. But only 30 minutes after flying, there was a breakthrough. The pilot saw a set of dog tracks, and the dog, Rocky, was spotted shortly afterward and rescued. And Kevin, that is your good news of the day.
Good news of the day being brought to you by our buddy Herschel Rust and Hayes. Is Russ Black in the studio yet?
Hey, Russ, come on in.
He's over there. He's not
See,
here.
we got one sweet text to mention this morning. Shout out to my dad, Mike Mendoza, staying strong after losing my mom, Carol Mendoza. She was a listener, too, of you guys on the radio, and she left to heaven, and my dad is doing the best he can. Stay strong. Married over 40 years.
Oh, by the way, thoughts and prayers, brother.
Yes.
Thoughts and prayers.
Amen to that.
Russ Black.
Russ Black, the award-winning Russ Black is back.
Congratulations,
Again.
Russ.
Let it go, buddy.
He just said congratulations, Russ. He's getting the headphones on. There you go.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
3 times already?
Congratulations, Russ. You know,
Well,
us being the Breakfast Club, we don't win crap.
Oh, no, yes, we did. Excuse me?
You tick off too many people. No.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait, whoa. I haven't been here that long, and I brought us one.
You know what? That's a congratulations, and you quit using that award-winning to me, okay? I've been doing this for 30 years, so, yeah, you're going to trip across some of those awards. Blake Ovard is in not his first year of professional media because he's a star in another media, but first year of broadcasting, first year of being the Breakfast Club, first and only submission that he puts in. And he takes Interview of the Year for the state of Mexico.
What was it
for
for?
NMB.
I didn't get it.
NMBA. It was for radio interview.
Yeah, for radio interview.
So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And you're going to the banquet, period.
Okay,
It's your first one. You're going.
All right. Well, I will let
So,
Kim
Tom,
know.
I'll drive him to the
No, you won't.
Albuquerque.
No, you won't. No, you won't. We want him back. We want him back.
And I have to get there in the same week that it happens.
Is he trying to kill you off, Blake?
I guess so. I guess so.
And he's trying to kill you off. All right, we got to get out of here. Tradio's coming up next. News being brought to you by Roach Air Conditioning and Heating, your trusted name for air conditioning and heating. Look, if you've got problems with your air condition this time of the year, it's going to keep getting hotter. In fact, we get a little break today, but it's definitely going to be much warmer coming up the latter part of the week, 92, 98. Call today. If the air conditioner is not working right, 575-631-1999. Roach Air Conditioning and Heating. We'll be back Thursday edition of Be in the Breakfast Club coming up tomorrow morning, bright and early, 6:06. We're out of here. God bless America.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa, Greenfield, Iowa, the epicenter of the